Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, all Hecata Chronicle, Berlin Bloodlines. This is episode 7, Death in All Its Forms. So let's meet our little deathlings, starting with Avery.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Avery. Your boy out here doing the stuff. And this evening, I will be playing Unser gnädiger Herr, Edgar Wade.
Edgar Wade, indeed. Az?
Hello! I'm Az, or as I was on the social media, because I think I'm funny, and tonight I will be playing Adelaide Nagaraja, but in real life I play Lasombra.
Yeah, a little bit, but that's okay. Huddy is a huge fan of Lasombra if you've never heard that before. Luna?
Hi, I'm Luna, or druidbynight. You can find me at druidbynight on all the things, including Twitch and Patreon. And tonight I will be playing Imogen Lamia.
Mm-hmm. You sure will be. Rachel?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rachel, or Azure. And today I will be playing the Mistress of Ghosts, Maria Russellini.
Mm-hmm.
I almost forgot my character name for a second.
Got a little ghost in your teeth right now, I think.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Ramos.
Hello, ich bin Gilbert Ramos. Tonight I will be playing Dr. Tullio Giovanni.
Sehr gut, Herr Doctor. Tullio Giovanni, indeed. I'm Huddy. I speak most of the German here, and I'm also the storyteller sometimes. As always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be in the description below. So if you are ready, lass uns anfangen. And let's return to Berlin, for the family dinner has been called, and whether you are prepared for it or not, the time has come to gather. We begin our scene tonight with the whole coterie -1. Gathered at Tullio's apartment, where Edgar spent his day's sleep after a tumultuous return to Berlin. Who is present here in Tullio's apartment right now? Edgar, Tullio, Adelaide and Bella, Maria and Katrin. Everyone who's a vampire, your nightly rouse checks, please. Those of you who did PvPs, your sheet stays the same. However, Adelaide, you may heal any lost willpower and any damage fully.
You are a kind and malevolent ST.
It's only because you didn't do any PvPs this week.
Well, my luck with rouse checks is still a thing. Fail.
Yep, fail.
So, Adelaide at 2 hunger. Tullio, what hunger does that put you at?
I'm still at 1.
1. Maria?
I'm at 2 now.
2. And Edgar?
Failed my rouse check currently at 3.
3 hunger. And you're injured. How badly are your injuries tonight?
I still have 2 levels of superficial and 2 levels of ag.
Well, before we get into healing, because someone present has the ability to help you heal, let's set our scene here. Tullio, of course, you saw Edgar the night that he arrived back in Berlin. You saw his singed and tattered clothing. You saw how badly injured he was. And he informed you that Aelin was dead. The rest of your coterie, however, does not have this information. And as they all arrive at the studio apartment, everyone can see Edgar. I imagine you can't wear Tullio's clothes, or do you think Tullio and Edgar are the same height?
I think we established that Edgar was a bit taller, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I
Edgar's
think so.
6 feet 3 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a couple inches on Tullio.
Okay. So do you think you're wearing the clothes you wore last night, or do you think you've taken some of Tullio's clothes?
As a badge of honor, he is wearing the same clothes he was wearing the night before.
So you see Edgar's clothes practically destroyed. Where Edgar's heart is, you see a hole where a stake was obviously put through, right through the cloth. And he looks like he was in some sort of terrible, terrible fire accident. And I'll allow the scene to go from here. Adelaide and Maria, this is what you see.
Holy shit, Edgar! What the fuck happened? She's like moving right up to you and like checking you out.
Did you catch the news?
That wasn't you.
It was.
Fucking car explosion?
Olivia and I were in a car together. I didn't know when I was going to get this clean of a shot again.
Holy shit, wait,
So-
Olivia.
So it was you?
It was.
Is she?
I doubt she's dead. She's a tough old bird.
Shame.
What about this Edgar? And she's pointing to the heart.
Osric. You found Kenneth and I in Scotland. Staked me, drugged Kenneth, packed us in my plane and shipped us back home.
Osric has Kenneth.
He does.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
That's not, but it gets worse, and brother, you'll have to forgive me. But for any more of this conversation, I need Uncle Akua here. He said that there was something, he needed to cleanse my aura or something.
He said something very similar when we went to meet him. We can speak with him at the family dinner if you'd like, or I can call him here.
You should call him here. There's something that I need to say to everyone together. We can wait for Imogen as well if we need to.
You can call Akua, but Akua will inform you that he's already at Olivia's home, that Olivia asked him to arrive early to help set the mood.
Oh.
Ominous.
And Imagin is unavailable. She texted all of you that she would see you at the family dinner.
I will receive a text from Kua and pass that along.
And then I'll have to catch Akua up later. Osric tried to change my memories and failed. He's not as adept at dominate as Olivia.
Did something happen in the car, Edgar? With Olivia?
Well, I don't know what you mean. Are you asking me if I partook of her blood? Even if I did, it would have no effect.
Does it not work on you anymore?
No. I need to say what I have to say, and then we can continue this conversation. Tullio, please forgive me for lying to you last night. Osric tried to change my memories to think that Aelin was dead and that she was killed by Lucius Giovanni. I wanted to pass this as long as I could, but it doesn't seem like I can. For all intents and purposes, she may well be dead. She's being held by the Camarilla of Glasgow. I was hoping Kasim could do me a favor.
Seems busy right now, Edgar.
Too busy for me, I understand.
We're not doing the pity party right now.
Adelaide, have you seen Kasim since?
Did you check your cameras, Edgar? Or no?
Tullio brought me up to speed on everything.
Then you know he's dealing with Sahir. I haven't seen him in a week. But we can't deal with you like this.
Question for the
And s-
storyteller. Sorry. You said that Tullio caught you up on everything. Tullio, did you tell Edgar that Adelaide and Kasim are in a relationship? And have been for 6 years, as you found out.
I'm so sorry. Absolutely. I keep nothing from my brother.
All right. Just for my clarification.
So Adelaide's gonna move towards Edgar. We can't have you like this.
That's fair. I learned a lot from Maureen and Roger.
We can talk about it when your vocal cords aren't absolutely charred. She's gonna reach out and place her hand on Edgar's chest, over where the stake hole is. Start to kind of move the flesh around and use Valerian.
Mm-hmm.
And Panacea.
Okay. It is
I roll
intelligence and fortitude. Mhm.
At a difficulty 2. And Adelaide sheet. Okay, there we go. Intelligence and fortitude. I'm at 2 hunger. Alright, I
Poor
just need...
Adelaide doing the Jurassic Park palm toward every computer.
Panacea.
That is not messy crit.
So 4 successes?
So 4. Yeah.
Okay. So, Edgar, you may heal your 2 superficial damage. Well, let's do it this way. In the Huddyverse, since Huddy is God, when you sleep, I allow 1 superficial to be healed in your day sleep. So you remove 1 of those superficial. You may remove the other superficial with that 4, and you remove 2 of your aggravated damage. Does that heal you fully?
Yes.
Then you are fully healed. Everyone watches Edgar clear his throat as his larynx is no longer smoke damaged. The hole in his chest close. Any broken, brittle bones you had from your tussle with Osric mends and stitches itself back together. You are fully healed, and it costs you no hunger. Now, Adelaide, would you like to also use Panacea?
I'm trying to find it.
It's composure and auspex.
Okay, perfect.
Were any of the bullets that Osric shot at Edgar
lodged into
lodged?
you? No, they were
Okay.
not. Which will be something fun for Roger to find out about.
Composure. We're so good at composure. And aspects. Perfect. That is 3 successes.
Okay. So with 3 successes, Edgar, are you missing any willpower?
Yes. I'm missing 3.
You may heal that 3 willpower. And you also feel very calm in this moment all of a sudden. Any anxiety or worry or anger, any heightened emotion that you're having towards anyone or any situation is dulled. It's not erased. 3 successes is not super high, but it is suddenly you feel it dulled. And with that, you are then suddenly aware that Adelaide also forced your emotions down a little bit. Dampened them a little bit. But
I
also
appreciate
restored your
that.
willpower, so it's, good and bad.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Olivia is trying to play both sides of this conflict. She's working with Lucius, but is also hoping that someone will knock him off. She believes this is her birthright, is the Crown of Shadows.
Lovely.
Did you find anything more about that? You said you talked to Roger the Camden.
I did. I think you'd fancy him.
I can appreciate the effort.
I assure you it takes very little effort on his part, just Mithras' cock in his mouth.
From what I hear, quite a bit of effort on that part.
Yes. And, in truth, he didn't tell me anything that Aylin's vision didn't already let me know.
Her vision.
She showed me when the Shadowbane was the only time the Shadowbane was successfully used in Iran. It requires not only mortal sacrifice, but the sacrifice of one's own bloodline.
Yes.
The own bloodline. How many of their own bloodline?
Many.
If I remember our conversation correctly, the more the sacrifice, the greater the outcome. But it was inference rather than direct confirmation.
There were at least a dozen in the vision that I saw.
So is that why Lucius is happy that there's so many Giovanni left around? Is that the intent?
Who
that
would
we're
like to
talking
make
about
me
here?
an intelligence and occult roll before we before we have to hurry this scene because you're going to be late for the family dinner. Yes, everyone, roll me intelligence and occult.
Okay.
Because we need to check up on Imogen. What on earth is going on? Why isn't she here?
Yeah, it's a little sus. Not gonna lie.
Why isn't she here, guys? We miss her. 4. I'm gonna give an extra die to Tullio for a reason. Extra die to Tullio for a reason. Based on a conversation you had last night.
I got all successes.
That's
I had
amazing.
1,
Ooh.
2,
Would you
4.
like to quantify how many successes
8.
that is? Excellent. I think it makes sense that Adelaide, because Adelaide is sort of putting pieces together that everyone else isn't. I've noticed.
Adelaide's been hanging out and doing stuff, and
What about
she's
you,
not even
Tullio?
trying to find it. She just wants to know.
8 successes.
Okay, so Maria, you're a little bit more focused on, how just the idea of being blown up and that Edgar survived an explosion last night. That's sort of more where your focus is, and that Olivia survived, maybe, possibly. Adelaide and Tullio, both of you, for different reasons, have had more recent delves into the occult, but both of you remember conversations with Akua. Adelaide's a little farther away, and Tullio's just last night. And Akua mentioned that the mystical convergence of the Hecata brought everyone together into the Clan of Death, and how it changed who he was. He used to be a corpse-like appearance, and now he's not. That the coming together of the Hecata united the clan, united the blood in such a way that they are all now a clan of death, and share similarities. It is not outside the realm of possibility that does not require a bloodline for the Shadowbane to work now in the modern Knights. However, the clan Hecata is enough. Any member of clan Hecata. And Tullio, with your 8 successes, perhaps this is why Lucius is so adamant that you unite the family. More bodies to power the relic.
Lucius has been intent that I unite the family since he placed me here. We are supposed to be one blood. I don't anticipate that it will take a single bloodline. If that was the case, then the Putanesca have that much to lose. Second behind them, the Lamia.
Fuck.
Truly, the entirety of the Hecata is at stake here.
There is one other thing you should all know. Aylin's power is diminished away from here. She will not be able to free herself from the Camarilla of Glasgow. I will have to return to claim her.
We, brother.
Yeah, whatever you need.
Aylin is family.
Adelaide, this will put us at war with the Camarilla.
I know.
And I want to be very clear. For holding my wife, I am going to kill them all.
Bella tugs on you, Adelaide, and says, Mama, we have to go. We're going to be really late.
We are going to be late. You should change your clothes, Edgar.
No. I want everyone to see me like this. This is what Olivia Dunsarn's leadership does to the Hecata.
In his defense, it is an excellent portrayal of our proof.
I actually agree.
Then we should go. Who's driving?
I imagine Tullio with the largest car.
Unless you
Although
all want to
Adelaide has a large car as well.
pile in my bug.
Because I have it parked somewhere that is not here.
Well,
I imagine Adelaide can take her car and that the rest can go in Tullio's car. Because Kat comes with you as well.
I will make dry humor jokes as we exit, telling them to turn the lights off, that they don't pay electricity here. They don't pay the fucking bills here.
No, Olivia does. Anyway, as you all...
Huddy, please.
I am just
So
telling
what
the
happens if she
truth.
dies?
I'm just telling the truth. We'll find out. As you all leave and go to your cars to head to Steglitz-Zehlendorf, which is a distance away from the Mitte, so it'll take you a while. We're going to move our scene to Steglitz-Zehlendorf, which is where the Lamia Manor is, where Imogen resides. Now, Imogen, right now, you are in your room, getting ready, along with all of your sisters, and all of you are in a state of mourning. Would you like to, 1, make me a rouse check, and then 2, tell us all why you're in a state of mourning?
Success, my rouse check.
What hunger does that leave you at?
1.
All right. No, you should be at 0. You ended the life of that man last night.
But then I failed my...
That is correct. That is accurate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Well, the other night, Maria came over to the manor to discuss with Hannah-Laurie the past and Isabella being trapped in Seneca Manor as a wife. And Hannah-Laurie took it upon herself, as well as Hannah and Matilda, to go and deal with it. And they didn't return.
What did Hannah-Laurie tell you if she and Matilda and Hannah didn't return?
That Philippa would be next in line.
Mm-hmm. So, as you are getting ready, Philippa enters the room. Philippa is a very young woman. She has very tan skin and very shortly cropped curly black hair. And as she files into the room, you notice people are coming in behind her. The rest of your sisters are coming in behind her. And they're all forming sort of a semicircle. You can see them in the vanity of your mirror as they form a semicircle around you.
I'll get up and turn around and bow my head.
Philippa and the rest of your sisters bow your head to you, and she says, "Sister, we have all been praying, of course, praying for Mother non-stop all night. And we know how she really felt about you, and we know that she put me as next in line after Matilda and Hannah because that is the way. But we know how she felt. How she felt about you. And we know that if she had free choice, or if she felt that she had free choice, she would have picked you over me."
I don't know what to say.
All of your sisters, almost simultaneously, get down on one knee, pull out their daggers, and hold it hilt first towards you, and bow their heads. And they say, "We will serve you, Mother."
I look to Philippa. Are you sure?
Philippa has her head bowed in front of you.
She'll stand a little straighter and say, if I do nothing else, I promise we will serve the Dark Mothers well, and we will make Hannah-Laurie very proud.
And in unison, they all say, "Ahi-hai Lilitu."
Ahi-hai Lilitu.
They all stand up and put their daggers away. "We are ready to guard the clan during the family dinner whenever you are, Mother."
Right. But it doesn't come to that.
If it does, we are prepared.
Good. Are you all ready to go?
Whenever you are.
I need a moment.
And they all simultaneously file out.
Imogen will take a step towards the shrine to Lilith and stop, turn around and go back to her mirror, kind of lean over it and look at herself and cry, thinking about Hannah and Lori.
Mm-hmm.
She'll collect herself, fix her makeup, and join her sisters.
All right. Jaeger also did not return. You don't believe he would return without Hannah-Lori. But perhaps after the family dinner you should find him. As you know, he's been a ghoul much longer than his mortal lifespan. And without someone to feed him blood, he will die. Perhaps that's what he wants, perhaps not. But as you all gather together, would you like to tell me what you and your sisters are wearing, as you represent more than just a bloodline, more than just the cult of Lilith? You are also, as I said, the guardians of the clan. You are the only ones who are allowed to carry weapons into the family dinner.
Well, Imagin is in a long dress with long sleeves, high collar, and a black veil over her face in mourning.
Then all of your sisters will be dressed as you are.
Perfect.
And what weapons will they be carrying? You'll be carrying the Gorgon scale, I assume?
Yes.
And your sister's daggers?
Yes.
All right. Anything else that you'd like to take or do before you leave?
I will go to the slab, Carla's little shrine, place my hand on it, and just have a moment, whisper Ahi Hi Lilitu, and I will leave.
And all of your daughters wait patiently for you. And you all get into separate cars, all the town cars that Hannah-Lori has, and you are driven to the family dinner. You do not drive. And Sabina does not go. She is not a member of the bloodline, so she remains back at the house. For clarification. So, Imogen, you'll be the first to arrive at the home. However, your daughters will not go in without you, and you may wait here for your coterie, if you would prefer.
I will.
All right. So all of you arrive, and you see Imagin waiting, and it does not take any sort of wits and awareness roll or wits and insight roll to see that it looks very much like Imagin is the head of this troop of Bahari. She's very much giving off Hannah-Lori vibes, to put it bluntly, as you all arrive.
On the way, could Adelaide have texted Beatrice Putinesca that we're on our way?
Yes, absolutely.
I'd probably say clocking how Imogen's looking right now, surrounded by the other Bahari, the other Lamia. There's a look of realization.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think only Maria would realize what this truly means.
And without saying a word to the other coterie, is going to quicken her pace over to Imagin. Hi, Lilitu.
Hi, Lilitu.
What happened?
I am succeeding, Hannah-Lori.
There's crimson tears.
If you're crying in front of everyone, everyone has to make a rouse check.
Yeah.
And of course, Adelaide, Tullio, and Edgar do not know what Maria's talking about.
Yeah, Adelaide's gonna sidle up to Maria and kind of hold her hand.
And get hungrier? Or get not hungrier?
No.
Okay.
Get not hungrier, thankfully. Otherwise, you don't need both hands. It's just selfish.
We're gonna eat my hand, Adelaide?
Can I use Panacea? I know Valerian, I can only use it on one person per night with unless I want to start taking damage. But can I? Okay.
I allow. Can you use Panacea and Valerian on Edgar again tonight? Not unless you want to lose your own willpower or lose some health. No, but you can use it on other people.
Okay, we're just gonna slowly make the coterie feel better. So we think logically. We have to think logically as we
It's composure and aspects again.
Yep.
Are you using Imogen or Maria?
Maria. Maria's crying again.
So as Adelaide does that, does anyone else approach Imogen?
Absolutely.
Edgar's gonna try and catch Katrin for a moment before they get up to everyone else.
Yeah, Katrin had already started heading in. She is a big fan of the family dinners because she likes to hang out with the other Gould members. And she's already looped Bella in by the arm, and they've already started walking in.
He's gonna try and catch both of them really quickly.
Mm-hmm. You can. Before we do that, let's deal with Tullio and Imagin, and then we'll do that.
You have my condolences.
Thank you. Wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, that was
I would have told you sooner, but
you don't need to justify any of this to me.
Adelaide, what did you roll?
A 5 with a messy.
Okay, so you're gonna increase your hunger one more time.
Sweet, 3 hunger.
Do you have starving decay? You don't, right?
No.
Oh, wonderful.
I can offer a pinky.
I just have daddy issues. It's fine.
Wonderful. So you're gonna increase your hunger one more time. But Maria, you're suddenly going to feel very calm, and it's okay that Hannah-Laurie's passed. I mean, she lived a long time, and we don't all live forever. I mean, sometimes we do, but sometimes we don't. And any willpower that you're missing can be restored as well.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, because I did use one willpower tonight.
And Adelaide, if there's anything you'd like to say to Imogen before we move to Edgar.
I don't think Adelaide really says anything. She just gives Imogen a look. She understands, but...
Are you wearing the necklace?
I need to know. No, Bella's wearing it.
Great. Edgar, don't touch her. Anyway.
Or do.
Or touch her.
I mean, Bella does know what it does, so we wouldn't have had that conversation. It's just in case someone decides to swoop in and grab her.
Sure.
Smart, actually.
Or her mom.
Whatever. I'm sure there's no other abilities that a vampire can use against a person who is immortal. Anyway, Edgar, you stop Bella and Katrin as they're already heading in. And of course, the rest of you can start heading in as well.
I'm not sure how this is going to go, and you are both the blood of my blood. Please stay close to the Bahari. We will protect you, and we are all leaving this place together.
You know, Eddie, the mortal family members, we get sent to a different part of the house. That's how it's always worked. And you stay in a different part of the house, and the heads of the bloodlines go and have their little private talks or whatever.
Stay close to each other. Protect each other. Find the Bahari when things go bad. I don't think it's an F.
Katrin pats you on the face, and she says, "Wearing my steel-toed boots that you bought me. It's okay. I got it."
I don't get to say it a lot to you, Katrin. I love you dearly.
Oh, Eddie. Did you have any death experience in the explosion? So cute. Come on, Bella, let's go.
Children.
I love my girlfriend.
Fucking children.
So
Edgar will wait for the rest of the coterie.
Mm-hmm. They're all starting to head in as other people begin to arrive. Pudineska, and you see the Ashers starting to pull in. Pisonobes, they're all here. You see Pippa and Gemma Milliner. No, you don't see Sienna or Hamish, but they're all arriving.
We'll offer Imogen my arm as we walk.
She'll take it.
And all the Bahari walk behind you, Tullio.
Is Tegan there?
Yes.
Edgar's gonna stick close to Tegan.
All right. So all of you enter into the manor home of Olivia Duncern. It is even larger than Hannah-Laurie's home, and it is sprawling. And when the family dinners happen, everything gets opened. All of the doors, a lot of the wall fixtures are removable, simply because this is where people come for the family dinner. And the back garden is also open for people to mingle and talk. And the way the family dinners usually run is everyone arrives, and you have time to talk shop with everyone, catch up with people, and then come the heads of the bloodlines to discuss issues going on with the clan. Now, Imagin, this will technically fall to you, and Tullio, you want to claim a seat at the table. But for the rest of you, you wouldn't normally be invited. Whether the members of your coterie insist that you be there is entirely up to them. But that is how the family dinner usually goes. However, when you walk into the family dinner, you realize that something is affecting you, making you feel a certain way, which is unusual. So I need everyone to make me composure and resolve rolls, please. And I need to make a roll for Akua's. I can't remember what I homebrewed it and then they put it in the fucking player's guide or whatever. It's called, like, Bless the Facade or something like that.
Alright, composure and resolve. I'm gonna blood buff because we live dangerously in this household.
And I'm going to blood buff for Akua as well. Which gives him
So will I.
3 extra rolls.
You're not
7
gonna-
successes with a crit.
Oh no. Oh no.
No.
Whoopsies. Fucking whoopsies.
Are you good, Huddy?
Yep.
When you say
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
whoopsies, it makes me think that maybe.
That maybe for the first time ever in my entire life, I've rolled a triple crit.
Oh my god!
Fucking whoopsies.
Holy shit.
2 for Edgar. 2.
I'm scared to roll. Okay.
Give me your numbers in a second because I'm having a
Mhm.
brain issue where I can't. 4 times 3 is 12, right?
Something like that.
And
Yeah,
Where's
12. 12
Math.
base.
4
That's
times
gay.
3
for that.
is 12, and then 1, 2, 15 successes.
Fucking hell, Olivia.
No, this is Akua.
Oh, this is Akua.
It's a cool.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
So even
Yeah.
Olivia is just like, we're good, bruh.
Yes.
Yeah, 7 successes with a crit, but I don't think that matters.
No. Edgar with 2,
4.
Tullio with 9, Imogen with 4. So with 15 successes, which I think is the highest successes I've ever rolled in Vampire the Masquerade since 2019 when I first started playing Vampire the Masquerade, all of you feel super chilled out. You feel like it's fine. Nothing's going to go wrong. None of you feel any sort of heightened emotions. You feel like this is pretty cool, pretty chill. And it's very disturbing, Edgar, and you're aware that this is happening. And you, and probably Maria, are aware that this is a thing that Akua used to do on Cleopatra's before the Second Inquisition. Everyone who came into a Cleopatra's was fucking chilled out, and they would spend all night drinking and smoking the hookah and making him lots of money. So this is something that you're ultimately familiar with. And this is something he has done to the facade of Olivia's home. So any acts out that require any sort of anger or violence you're going to have to either take aggravated willpower damage or make me an extraordinarily high roll. One or the other. And Tullio, you're aware that Olivia asked him to do this, as you texted Akua.
Excellent.
So all of you walk in. None of you see Olivia or Osric if you're looking for them. But you see, if everyone wants to check the Hecata culture, you see practically everyone here on this list who's not dead. So I need to know everyone's intention. Edgar wants to talk to Tegan, correct?
No. Just stay near them.
Well, Tegan wants to talk to you. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's amicable.
Okay. Maria, Anyone that you want to talk to?
Right now, none that come to mind. I think she's just more worried about her coterie in this given moment.
Okay, so who do you want to stick with in your coterie?
Given everything, Imogen.
Okay, Tullio, anyone you want to speak with?
If I could speak, is Alexander present?
He is. However, Adelaide, you don't see him.
What a
I'd
dick.
love to speak with Alexander.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. What about you, Imogen?
I think
Edgar's like, God damn it, I should have asked about Alexander.
whenever Imogen's just going to keep an eye on everyone, keep an eye on everything, make sure everything's going well. And whenever Tullio wants to start making his claim, she'll jump in and start backing him
That'll
up.
be a little bit later in the night, yeah.
Right.
But for all intents and purposes, Imogen, you have a seat at the table now. Your sisters will all, or your daughters, excuse me, I'll remember that. Your daughters will all say that they have chosen you as their leader. So you, for all intents and purposes, are the head of the Lamia bloodline. Although you are adopted.
Hey.
Big power.
And I'm sure it comes with no
Oh, shit.
responsibility at all.
I'm
Adelaide.
sorry, I wasn't muted.
Who would you like to speak with?
Well, Adelaide is looking around for Alexander,
You don't see him.
and when she doesn't see him, she almost looks disappointed since we're super chilled out right now, and so she's gonna go speak with Akua.
Wonderful. And we will take all of those in turn order after we have this break. Hello everyone. We're back from a little bio break. And we're all at the family dinner. So exciting. We love the family dinner. Nothing can go wrong. Everyone's chilled out because of Akua's presence ability here on the building. And Tullio and Imagin, as they look across the crowd of people and decide who they want to speak with to further their own goals, as Imagin takes in the fact that she now has a seat at the table and has stake in the actual guiding of the clan. Of course, Olivia holds 2 stakes and everyone holds 1 stake, but still, persuasion is a powerful thing. Tullio and Imagin, you want to take a moment to speak with each other. Please do so now.
Would it be in poor taste to congratulate you?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with no.
Congratulations. I'd like to formally ask for your support.
You have it. Without question.
Well, I hope not without question, but thank you nonetheless. I also wish to speak with you about something that Edgar had something in mind that might help further the coteries' goals.
What is that?
Purely, if it is amenable to you. He implied that a gathering of our forces to in line with the unification clan, of course. He had brought up a blood wedding between the 2 of us.
Edgar said this.
He did.
How do you feel about that?
I'm not in disagreement. You wouldn't have to, there wouldn't be any expectation, of course.
Oh no, I was about to ask. This is purely out of the consolidation of power.
Would you like it to be more?
Yes.
I've never opposed a blood wedding before. I'm not sure if I should drop to a knee or not.
I leave that up to you, Tullio Giovanni.
He smiles. How many people are around us right now, Storyteller? Do we have... Is there a...
Imogen's 8 daughters.
Perfect. I will drop to a knee. As for a note, because tonight is a very special evening, I have the skulls looped around my belt. And I will, as cliche as it is, I will look for anything that I have on me. I will find no ring, I will find nothing. Save for the skulls and a locket that I'm unwilling to reveal.
No, you have no ring. Luck of the dice.
I will drop to a knee and take her hands and say, Imogen Giovanni, will you marry me?
It would be my pleasure.
Not to break up this horrible moment, but I will note that all of your daughters disgruntled that you accepted it as Imogen Giovanni and not as Imogen Lamia.
We'll get over it.
Will they?
Clocking that, she'll smile, like look back and smile at everyone disgruntled, and say, though it is Lamia.
It's customary, at least in America, and I'll put on the transatlantic accent, that you take my name. But we can discuss that later.
I suppose we can.
Did you
I'll stand
hear Philippa say to one of her sisters in Belgium, Ja, haben wir? If you don't know what that means, too bad.
Damn. Rough.
I will rise. And take Imogen's hands and say, would it be presumptuous to seal it with a kiss?
Maybe a little, but I'll accept it. I'll allow it.
And I will kiss her.
And I will kiss him back.
Wonderful. And Adelaide, you wanted to speak with Akua.
Yes.
You can Google it. So you approach Akua. He is right now over at the table where there is flutes of blood, and he is sniffing each one and sort of going till he finds one that he likes, and he picks it up.
What are you drinking?
I was looking for something a little, don't know, older, vintage. How are you, Adelaide?
I have been better, Uncle. It's been quite a lot this week. Are you doing
You'd
well?
have to elaborate, Adelaide. You don't ever come by.
No, I've been healing.
Did you get into an accident?
I did. And by accident, I mean viciously mauled by some of the anarchs.
Nasty business. Like with Ambrose, like at Cleopatra's.
Precisely. I was just checking on you.
Checking on
Based
me?
on
That's so sweet.
Where you live. Have things been alright?
Yes, things have been quite good. I have precautions now on the door and a little more relying a little bit more on my abilities to make sure that I see any enemies a mile away or a kilometer away.
That actually is why I wanted to speak with you, Uncle. Sahira is trying to find me, and I wanted advice.
Afraid you'll have to be a little bit more specific.
She's hunting me.
No. What advice you want?
Is there anything I can do to maybe throw off her?
You want to hide from Sahira?
Until I'm more ready to actually face her. I think that would be a wise call.
Well, I think it is that something you should probably ask your father. He seems to be very good at hiding his appearance from people who he doesn't want them to see him.
I'm very aware.
But that magic that he does... That magic that he does is, well, it's, not allowed in polite circles. I suppose is the nicest way to put it.
I'm aware. I just haven't seen him for some time.
I possess no blood sorcery. You might want to ask someone who does the blood sorcery. I've heard that blood sorcerers can hide from each other easier than not.
I thought it was worth asking. You seem to know a lot.
It is a gift. Your aura is blue. You are worried, sad, worried for someone.
I'm worried for us all.
No,
Especially
you're worried for
experience.
someone in particular. I see one person in here. At the forefront.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No. Uncle Akua can pull it out of you, but I'd much rather we just talk.
The person who's helping protect me from Sahira. I haven't heard from them.
Would you like me to see? He's drinking. Oh, but I don't need it anyway.
Yeah, can I just snag 2 of those flutes?
Yeah, go for it.
Just sweet. I'm numb. Down 1 hunger.
Well, it's a critical success, plus 2 more. In a flash, as he stares at you, he suddenly looks decaying, corpse-like, and his eyes become little pinpricks of white. And then he turns back to his regular self. He is on the hunt.
But he's still
Yes.
not dead. Okay.
I see him
Thank
right
you.
now. On a rooftop. Very handsome.
Yes.
Dangerous. Camarilla Prince. Don't tell anyone.
I'm not going to.
Good.
Thank you for looking.
Of course. You come by Cleopatra's now, yes?
Yes.
I'll
Yes,
expect to
Uncle
see you
Akua.
by the end of the week.
Of course, Uncle. Thank
2
you for
hours.
looking.
2 hours at least.
2 hours at least, yes. For the thing that the games, I believe.
Oh, you're like the slot machines. Oh, Germaine will be so happy.
Yes, Jermaine. But thank
And
you
you
for
can
looking.
you can
up.
play with Edgar the lemur. I'm so sick of that lemur. I can't wait until Louisa gets another Famulus. He pisses everywhere.
Does she name them all Edgar, or is that just that particular?
I'd rather
one?
not get into it.
We can talk about it when I come by. But thank you for looking. I know that things don't look very well for the family at this point in time. I just I have been working on relations with the Camarilla, so we have a good standing with showing them our value. It's not going well though with what Ambrose did.
No, I agree.
I know Tullio's trying to bring the family together. I don't know if he had a chance to talk with you yet.
He did. He and Imogen had a very long conversation. It's very endearing, the naivety of youth and what they think that they can accomplish in quick time. It's very, very funny because when you are around for a while and then you see all the young kindred rushing and bustling around, trying to do everything all at once very, very fast, it's very fun to watch. Like when you have a chicken, but you want to make dinner and you need to cut its head off. Yes?
Yes, it's been a while since I've had to do that, but I understand the concept.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's like, and it's very entertaining. But then the chicken stops moving, and then it's not entertaining anymore.
No.
Then it's dinner.
It's true. You need to think ahead. It's not the present we live. We have the opportunity to live forever. It's,
Only if you avoid the cleaver, Adelaide.
Yes. You either have to be the cleaver or work with the hand holding it.
Very wise. Maybe you'll live as long as me.
I can only hope, Uncle. Thank you for this talk.
Anytime. I'll see you. Cleopatra's ended the week 2 hours. At
And
least
is the 2 hour slots with Jermaine? You can teach me how the machines work.
He can, and then you can spend the last hour hookah with me.
Perfect. Thank you, Uncle.
Of course.
And I'm gonna go find Tullio to talk about what happened with the girl.
Sure. So we're going to move from that to Tullio. And Tullio, you went seeking out Alexander. And Alexander looks very, very, very similar to Kasim. Except Alexander's skin is a little bit more pale, but not in a way that Kindred become pale. His skin, it's hard to explain. It's like sallow. It's like yellow tinted. It looks unwell. And his eyes are very, very dark and have almost no sheen to them. It's very disturbing to look at him. And he's wearing sort of clothes you think he took off of a corpse. He doesn't look very well put together. And he is just standing in the corner watching everyone as if he's just waiting for the end portion of the family dinner.
Is he in these clothes he took off a corpse? Is he in a suit or is he in casual dress?
Casual dress. Like he took the dress shirt and the slacks and left the blazer.
You would cut a fine form in a traditional suit, cousin.
I am your uncle.
I mean it as a term of endearment. I feel you closer than uncle. And forgive me, you haven't made your presence known very often.
Correct.
Can I ask you why that is?
No.
We've missed you.
Okay.
You seem unwell.
I am not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you looking forward to tonight's events?
No.
Have you spoken with Adelaide?
No.
Why not?
Why are you asking me so many questions?
I was trying to make polite conversation, but you
Why?
seem to want to go straight to the point.
Why?
I've just told you why.
I have no interest in talking to you. Do you want something?
I need your support.
For what?
My claim.
Claim of what?
The head of the Giovanni seat.
Okay. Sure. When I call for my favor tonight at the head of the table, or when the heads of the table gather, you will support me.
And what is your favor?
You don't need to know. You want me to support you? I will, as long as you support mine.
Can I wits and insight this? Is that possible? I
You
don't know.
can, but that really wouldn't tell you anything since he won't tell you what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and Alexander's a fucking mystery and a half. You have my word of the sole Giovanni of the city.
Okay. Is there
You
anything
will.
else?
You should speak with Adelaide. And Edgar is looking for you.
I don't care.
A pleasure, Alexander.
He just turns and looks back over the crowd.
I will part from him.
And you and Adelaide can converge, but first we're going to move over to Imogen. You approach Beatrice. Beatrice is seated in the corner, in a farther corner of the room, closer to the exterior door. She's seated on Lamar Pisano's lap, and she's leaning her head against him. He has his arm around her waist, and Hector is standing behind both of them, while Lamar is seated on the chair, and Hector has his hand sort of grazing against Lamar's neck.
They out of character cousins?
Mhm.
Okay, just double checking. Good evening.
Technically, as you are head of a bloodline now, you would be their aunt.
Oh my god, they're okay. Cool.
They're
Yep.
your niece and nephews.
Got it. All right. How are we surrounded by? Are there people nearby that could listen?
Your daughters are nearby. 8 of them.
Okay, yeah.
Get
They're
used to
fine.
that.
Yeah, perfect. All right. She'll approach,
Mhm.
and she'll offer a smile and say, "Good evening, Beatrice, Hector, Lamar."
Beatrice turns to you and she sees the display here, and she's pretty smart. Yeah, she's pretty smart. And she inclines her head and she says, "Well, good evening, Auntie, is it? No.
Yes, it is.
It's wonderful to see you, and my condolences."
Thank you. I simply wanted to confirm to you that despite Annalori's absence, the Lamia clan will still support you, all of you.
That is... I can't put into words what that means, especially now with the position that you hold.
Of course, I understand.
We do not expect much, but we expect to at least be heard.
Bare minimum.
I don't... It's getting quite crowded in here. I don't see Adelaide. I thought I should tell her that Huddy is in torpor, in case she doesn't know.
Would you like me to pass that along?
I would. We don't want to be separated. Our sires are all here.
Understood. I'll tell her right away.
And Beatrice reaches out and takes your hand. Thank you.
Of course. No need to thank me.
And so you two can also, unless there's something else you'd like to say to Beatrice.
Good.
You two can also converge with Tullio and Adelaide. But Maria, you went looking for Minerva, and you've had to look around for a while to find her. And eventually you find her out in the garden, and she is chattering at Maurizio Puttanesca, the head of the Puttanesca bloodline. She is wagging her finger at him, and she is scolding him about something. They're speaking in Italian, which is a language you don't speak.
Damn it! I was about to say, let me slow down a little bit.
They're speaking in Italian at each other.
Yeah, Maria's gonna just approach them, kind of position herself in a way that she can be seen, but she's not gonna at least interrupt them in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Is she angry, or
Yes.
is she
Yes.
very angry?
And you
Okay.
you rarely have seen Minerva get angry.
Okay, at that, I think Maria's gonna reach out and kind of try to take her mom's hand. And
yeah, as you reach
squeeze
out
it.
to take her hand, Maurizio sort of throws his hand up in the air in a gesture of like, whatever, and he starts walking back into the house. And Minerva just, as you grab her hand, she puts her hands on her hips, and she says, "Oh, I can't with him."
What was
Hi,
that
honey.
about?
Well, you you kids came and you brought stuff up to me, and I thought this was the perfect time to talk about all of the stuff that you told me about. And I just wanted to talk to him. And he said that I didn't understand what I was talking about, and that, I'm gonna, be ousted as the head of the bloodline when everything falls into place. He's talking nonsense. He's talking like I don't know. Not that me and Maurizio were ever close, but he's talking like he's not even the same person anymore.
Yeah, that seems to be a common fucking factor these days with all the crazy shit that we've been saying.
Yeah,
Which way did he go, by the way?
Back into the house.
Back into the house, okay.
And I don't know what happened. Something happened to Olivia. She got blown up in a car.
Are we alone right
Yes.
now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was she's gonna kind of look around and lean up, and you wouldn't need to lean up. How tall is Minerva?
No, she's not tall.
She's not
Maurizio's
tall.
also not tall. They're
Okay.
Rich is
yeah.
5'7", and Minerva's 5'2".
Oh, Maria is 6 foot, so she needs to lean down.
Yeah. Minerva's short.
She's gonna whisper, that was Edgar.
Edgar
What's
blew up
that?
his mother in a car?
Yeah. Shit's getting real. This is what we were talking about was probably gonna happen.
Well, where was he when we were trying? Well, it doesn't matter. That's all in the past. Doesn't matter.
Later. Yeah.
I might have to give him a sweetie, though.
For sure.
She's doing better. She's fine. She wasn't that hurt, but
She
was
wasn't
real
hurt from that.
no. But she was real quiet. She didn't want to talk, and Osric was sort of just standing over her. I wanted to bring up my memory issue, but I was getting the feeling that we weren't in a talking mood, that I was there to help her heal, and then that I should get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, about that. High chance, Mama, that it's one of those two that did that to you.
I figured.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to Hannah Laurie and see if she can help me out.
There's even with what's going on, there's a little bit of a pained look that's gonna cross her face there in a second before it flits away. Yeah, about that, Mama, I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think you're gonna be able to. She's gonna reach a hand up, or not a hand up, hand down onto her shoulder, and kind of squeeze it. She's gonna say, Hannah Laurie's gone.
What do you mean gone?
Imogen's now the head of the Lamia.
But what do you mean gone? Where is she?
Final death gone, Mama.
Look, I know you didn't grow up the same way that I did, but we had a saying, no body, no death. Where's the body? Where's her ashes?
That's a good question.
Where did she
That's
go?
a really good question. I told her about what we found at Seneca Manor, and
This Isabella person that I'm supposed to remember, but I don't.
yeah.
And she's a white at the bottom of Seneca Mansion, right? That's what you said?
Yeah. When Imogen and I told Hannah Laurie about that, she went in force to Seneca Manor and never came back.
Well, then we gotta go after the family dinner. She could just be in torpor.
Yes. You know what? Fuck it. Yes.
All right, but
This is good.
right now, I need to go talk to Magdalena and Marabella, because I have to figure out what we're gonna do about our brothers.
Do you need me with this?
No, baby, you should spend time with your coterie. This is grown-up stuff, right? This is old bad blood that you don't need to be mixed up in.
I think it's a little too late for that, Mama.
I know, but this is even older than that. And I gotta know if their memories are messed with too. Because if we ask them, maybe they'll tell us what the truth is.
Let me know what you learn.
I will. I gotta find wherever the hell Mirabella went. If she snuck off with one of the Putanesca boys, I am going to be so incensed.
with everything that's kind of happened and what happened to Honolore in that minute, in that second, Maria's just going to pull Minerva into a really big hug. And she's going to kiss her on her forehead and she's going to say, please, just be safe. Whatever you do, be
honey,
careful.
You don't have to worry about me. It's you who has to be safe. You don't see me walking around falling 50 feet out of the sky.
Well, yeah, sure. Maria is definitely not going to tell Minerva about what happened at the fucking manor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go find my coterie, and yeah, let me know what you figure out.
I will, baby. You just try and enjoy the party, okay? Don't worry about us old heads.
I'll try. I love you.
Love you too. So you can also head back into the main part, where the rest of your coterie are. Edgar, you never left the main part. You're still there.
With Tegan following around Imogen, I imagine.
Well, Tegan is sort of staying back farther away. If you make me a wits and awareness roll really quick,
Sure.
you might notice something. Or wits and insight, whichever's higher for you. Truths will not apply here.
We're gonna go ahead and go with.
Oh, I just got your message, Ramos. Heard.
Yeah, we'll go with awareness.
That's nice for me. Because I'm trying to rush you guys through the family dinner. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You can take it easy now.
Three successes.
3 successes. You notice that Tegan keeps looking towards someone in the crowd. 2 people in the crowd. In fact, she keeps looking towards Matteo Putanesca, who you know to be Maurizio's brother, and Dante Putanesca, who is his child. She keeps looking at them, and they're looking back at her too. And you said 3 successes? Was it wits and awareness or wits and insight?
Wits and awareness, 3 successes.
Okay, then you can't pick up on the whatever emotion might be going on here in the background, but they're all looking at each other, like trying to be surreptitious about it, but they're not doing a very good job.
Edgar will just kind of side up to Tegan. I know the truth, Tegan.
Through her veil, she pulls it up. You know the truth about what, Edgar?
I know who your father is.
Oh, I should hope so. I told your coteries the other night.
I wasn't there for that.
I know. I wanted to talk to you. I need to talk to Imogen now that Mother is gone. Or that she's Mother now. I wanted to leave the Bahari. I want to be part of the Dunson bloodline.
I want you here with me.
That's what I want. I need to ask Imogen's permission now first. Of course. I was waiting for Hannah to come back.
I'm not the head of the family, though.
But you should be.
You know what that will require.
It would require everything that you were born for, Edgar. I've watched you since you came into the family. I see it.
We have another cousin in Glasgow that we need to collect.
Meinst du Moira?
Hey.
Ich glaube, sie gehört zu Maureen.
I did see my mother and my father.
Yes, but I believe Moira belongs to Maureen. I write her letters.
Maureen will make an exception. She owes me. Where's Matilda?
Gone with Hannah.
Edgar will cross himself.
I can get in touch with Maureen. I write her letters because I enjoy it and it helps pass the time. But I can speak to her.
You know Did you know that she is letting my father skin ride her?
Oh, it's not skin riding. No, it's not the same. You should talk to the ashes of what that is. It's not skin riding. It's different. They are sharing a body. It's permanent. It's born out of a deeper connection, as all the ashes. Their ultimate goal, as far as I'm to understand, is to be part unalive and part dead. They believe that is the ultimate form one can achieve.
Osric and Olivia are going to need to be dealt with.
Yes. I know. Olivia killed my mother.
She killed my father.
Together then. As done sons.
We will do this. You and I.
If you want to speak with your mother, anytime, just find me. I speak to her through a skull she gave me.
I'm not sure I'm ready for that. I have to reconcile with myself. I carried so much anger for her over the years that wasn't hers to bear.
Perhaps if you want to get in touch with Moira or any of our other kin in Scotland, then.
You know that Moira and Kenneth are close.
I do.
I think it would be good for him for her to be here.
All right.
I'm sorry I haven't got to spend more time with you over the years, Tegan.
You didn't even know, Edgar.
I should have known.
But you didn't. You can't know everything.
Tell that to Akua.
He's the exception.
I envy his gift.
He doesn't let it bother him. He, water off a duck's back, as he likes to say.
Ja, wie eine Ente, ja.
Genau. I will talk to Mother, Imogen, Mother, about it. But I can't guarantee that she'll let me go.
I'm going to ask her to release me from the Bahari as well.
All right.
Those Putanesca, what's the deal?
And Imogen looks at them again. Dante is my son. Matteo and I were in love, and Maurizio put a stop to it many, many years ago. Hannelore agreed that I could marry him and we could, but Maurizio put a stop to it, and there was nothing Hannelore could do.
Well then, when Beatrice takes over the family, I'm sure it can be agreed to.
Maybe. One thing at a time. Schritt for Schritt.
You know me better than that.
Not really, but I hope I get to.
I need to speak with Akua. I owe him an apology.
I'll be here.
Edgar will kiss her on the cheek. Together.
To Tom.
Edgar will head off to find Akua.
Mm-hmm. So, as you do that, the rest of the coterie converge. Now, all of you have things that you want to say to each other, except Edgar is sort of doing his own thing and doing his own type of networking, you know? So, yes, please.
Y'all learn anything fun?
I did. Adelaide,
Yes.
I've heard that Heidi is in torpor.
Have to pay rent.
That's good news, though, right? That sounds like good
Yes,
news.
it is. I'm very glad that my friend is all right.
On
But
a
that does mean that the other Scourge is dead. The one who helped us.
similar note, Alexander is here tonight.
And yes, I should point out, Maria and Imogen, you can see Alexander. And of course, Edgar, you also could have spotted him at any time.
Where is he right now? Can I see him now?
Yeah. As I said, from where you are, all of you can see him standing in the corner. But Adelaide, you can't.
Every trace of emotion goes off Adelaide's face as she looks around.
He's right there. She's gonna kind of like nod in the direction.
Can you not see him, Adelaide?
No.
Do you know why?
I do.
Are you alright?
That's a strange question to ask, given the events.
It's the socially appropriate question. I know that you're not. It's an invitation to speak on it if you so choose.
Given what he does, I'm not surprised I cannot see him, and I would have liked to have a conversation with him.
Well, he doesn't really want to talk to me, but if you'd like to corner him and I can play mediator.
You offer to translate to someone who does not wish to make their presence known to me?
From what you've told me of him, and from the short, brief conversation that we've had, I think harassing him at the family dinner is probably one of the greater joys I could find tonight.
I'm always down to help with that shit.
It might be best to speak with him, given what you want to do. What did he say to you? How does he look?
He looks as if he has stolen clothing from a corpse. He looks disheveled, and he seems distant.
That sounds no different than how he always looks, Adelaide.
So he's having a good night. I'm so happy. She does feel a little bit self-conscious because she also is wearing clothes she stole out of a corpse.
I mean, hey, you don't have to
I
pay
washed
for it.
them. Did you ask for his support?
He agreed should I back him in a favor he's going to reveal tonight. I gave him my word as the sole Giovanni in the city that I would do so.
Why would you do that?
Did he?
Because I am not the sole Giovanni in the city, Adelaide.
I know.
Oh, play on words. I dig it.
I don't think he'd take kindly to that slight.
No.
Not that I
don't-
disapprove.
I'm not inclined to care if he does something that is untoward toward our goals.
So basically, it gives you a way to hear him out without giving a proper yes.
To put it plainly, yes, it's a loophole.
Or
That's what I
he
was looking
makes
for.
it so you are the sole Giovanni in the
He
city.
can try.
He certainly can.
I mean, if he's willing to take out Olivia and Osric.
But this is assuming his favor is malicious. What do you gauge, Adelaide?
Adelaide, you know what the favor is. And you know he has complete claim to it.
He wants to embrace Bella.
Is that something that you want?
I've had her for 11 years now. If I wanted her embraced, I would have done it. I was going to try to speak with Olivia and come to an arrangement. Adelaide is wearing the beret the bread that her and Maria made, and she kind of just touches it.
Right, you never told me what that's for before, so Maria's probably in that moment finally clocking, and she's like, oh.
I was going to see if a agreement could be reached with Olivia. But given our standing with her currently, I don't know how that will go.
Still worth a try.
Bella is... Forgive me for being frank, Adelaide. She is a pawn, so long as she remains in the city. I need Alexander's support. I will not allow him to take something from you. No seed is worth your unhappiness.
I honestly had hoped that Edgar would steal her from me by now, but that's not how that works. When you're on a leash. But hey, we cut that, so what's cutting a few more things?
You've lost enough. We'll see what we can do without his words.
Edgar, you have found Akua. He is chatting up Louisa and Germain, and he is speaking to them in French, and he's pointing at the lemur with his finger. And Louisa is just tat-tat-tatting her father.
Uncle, I was hoping I might have a word with you.
I was certainly hoping that you would come find me after your very sudden phone call last night. Oh, is it going to happen here, or are you going to attack?
Seems you've made that an impossibility.
Perhaps. If your constitution is strong enough, you can resist it.
That remains to be seen.
I suppose so. But my condolences for the death of your wife. Let me clean your aura before we do anything else. Love that for him. Anyway. He starts doing this. And he stops. And his face gets a little bit more serious. I'm sorry, Edgar. Did not realize that you were lying to your Uncle Akua. I see no death in your aura.
That is what I wanted to apologize to you for.
Well, go on.
Osric tried to tamper with my memory to get me to believe that, and he failed.
That doesn't sound like an apology, Edgar.
I'm getting to that, Uncle.
Well, we start with I'm sorry.
Would you please forgive me for lying to you, Uncle?
Perhaps. Why did you lie?
In the panic of the evening, I thought it best to proliferate what Osric wanted me to believe.
To me?
I thought it would keep her safe.
You are going to relieve Germain? 6 months of debt.
How about we make it an even year?
How about you listen to my proposal? You lied to me. I think the basketball is in my side of the playing field.
Court, Uncle, yes.
You relieve Germain of 6 months of debt. You add... you purchase the building next to Cleopatra's so that we may open a Spielhalle. Yes?
It will be done.
And when you have the party for your wife, you have it at Cleopatra's. Yes?
I think she would enjoy that very much.
Good. You are forgiven.
I cannot state what your forgiveness means to me.
Well, just be happy I'm not in the business of curses anymore, although I got a few in the back pocket.
That is what I live in mortal fear of, Uncle.
Well, if you did, you wouldn't lie to your Uncle Akua. But I regress.
Is there anything I can do for you tonight?
For me? Well, you're already giving me a lot.
I'm in a gracious mood.
Well, I appreciate that you listened to me and say that your wife, she didn't come. Would have been bad if she come.
She is being held against her will.
Why wouldn't you tell me that on the phone?
I thought it best to let the Camarilla deal with itself.
I think
was
perhaps
going to-
what you're thinking is best is not actually what's best. I think is maybe the problem of the root of the issue of the problems.
I'm beginning to understand that, and I am availed to your wisdom, Uncle.
Well, where is she?
Glasgow.
Edgar, were you in Scotland?
I took her to see my mother.
Did no one say maybe don't go flying at a time when there's the Second Inquisition everywhere?
I have to fly often for business, Uncle.
But not... Yes. Edgar, maybe don't do that anymore.
I think I've been relieved of my aircraft, so I don't think it will be a problem.
It's probably for the best. Well, let's see where she is.
Be careful. She's very bright.
She can't talk to me from over here. God, what a fucking king. Anyway. Crit. 5 more, 9. Okay. He doesn't turn corpse-like as he looks at you, but he does reach his hand out suddenly, grabs hold of your tongue, pulls you forward, and looks intensely into your eyes. And they turn into those bright white little pinpricks. And then he lets go. Who's the woman in the black mask?
My mother, Marine.
I thought you said she's being held against her will. Are you
She
lying to
was.
me again, Edgar? Because I have more things that I would like to have.
No.
If you have access to private jet, I would kind of like to just, to have one, just to have it.
If you can get your hands on it, it's yours. I can buy another.
Who's the woman in the black mask?
My mother, Maureen.
Well, she's with her.
And then the situation in Glasgow has sorted itself out, and now she's in Edinburgh. With Roger to Camden.
She's somewhere dark.
Hopefully
On
they
top-
got to ride to London and
On
hopped
top
in the
of
channel.
metal? Inside of metal? Dark inside of metal?
There's a train that goes beneath the sea. Maybe.
I don't know. I can't see farther than that.
Thank you. I'll have
Don't
to speak with
lie
my
to
mother
me anymore, Edgar.
then. You'll forgive me. It's an unfortunate trait I inherited from my sire. I will repay your love with love
Yes.
in the future.
You will come to Cleopatra's once a week for 3 hours. Accumulative.
Adelaide and I had already planned on going together soon, so.
Wonderful. And if the lemur pisses while you're there, you clean it.
Christ. Yeah, whatever you say, Uncle.
Good.
Does she name all of them Edgar, or is it just
I don't
that?
want to talk about it, Edgar. Ask Louisa.
Louisa, do you call all of them Edgar, or...
And Louisa looks at you. And she opens her mouth. And inside of her mouth is a swirling void. And then she closes it. Turns around, walks away. I told you I don't want to talk about it.
Good talk, Uncle. I love you. Thank you.
So as you finish that conversation, I will allow all of you to have one conversation more with each other, or you can let me know if there's anyone else you'd like to talk to before something happens.
So I caught Minerva arguing with was it Maurizio? Maurizio. Yeah. She's confronting him about what we learned. And he threatened
What?
in a way that Minerva would no longer be the head of correct me. I'm being correct with a storyteller, right? Threatened that she wouldn't be removed as the head of the family for Rossellini.
When you say she confronted Maurizio about what we said, all of it? Everything we said?
They were arguing in Italian. I don't know. So I have no idea what she told Maurizio completely, but I do know it at least involved what Maurizio is involved with.
He's not around Beatrice, right?
Last I saw, no.
Good.
They were trying to stay separated.
Yeah. Also, how many people are like currently within earshot of us?
Imogen's 8 daughters.
I trust
They're cool.
them.
We trust the cult. It's fine.
Just got a whole group just like following you in marching order.
They're the wall.
Basically, they are surrounding you at all times in a semicircle. At
Okay,
all times.
so that actually makes me feel safer. Are we fully surrounded by them?
Imogen, you would
Or
know
are you
this
just-
from being with Hannelore, that whenever Hannelore went anywhere, especially in the family dinner, you just stayed with her. You formation all the time, the whole time. That's all you ever
Yes.
did.
Olivia called Mama early to heal her, so Olivia is back in full working order, so to speak.
Figured she would be.
Yeah. Though Mama did say she's going to give you a sweetie for doing that to her.
I appreciate that. Aylin's somewhere with my mother. Dark metal. Akua let me know, so hopefully she'll be alright.
Is being with your mom good, then?
In light of recent events, it's better than the alternatives.
You should know, Imagin, that due to me staying with you for the time being, the hunt is going well.
It's good. You know you'll always be protected.
I would have my Wraith buy on Olivia while we're here if I could, but I kind of had to eat Giancarlo recently, so he's kind of, it's fine. It's what it is. I wanted to get a new Wraith.
What a terrible loss.
Truly.
He'll be missed.
That being said, there's an issue with that. Giancarlo turned Spectre. That shouldn't have happened as fast as it did. I think whatever's going on, is spreading.
It is. I'm sure that it's only going to get worse the more we pursue this, but
With Aylin let me see what happens when the Shadowbane is used.
Ilsa told us of it, but
I saw it firsthand. Through the eyes of Cappadocius. It's mortal bloods, kindred bloods. And then the Singer of Light then chased him off. She began to sing to it. She purified parts of it. Before
see what it is?
Cappadocius killed her. I did. It's an idol to be held in the hand.
Edgar, for a very high roll, if you roll me your dots and aspects and your dots and wits, I will allow you to attempt to go back into that memory for something that you did not roll high enough in that original roll I asked you for, that composure and resolve roll, to see what you could see. I'll allow you to see if you can see something.
Rouse the blood. That's a success.
Unfortunately, the roll needs to be high.
Good job, Rachel.
It's good, but
Oh.
it's not great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
6 is the number I need. 7. You think back to that. Think back to that vision, and just as it was ending, when Aelin removed her hand from your eyes and ended the vision, you didn't just see Cappadocius kill her. He embraced her.
He made the Singer of Light a Cappadocian.
Who was it?
I have an idea, but I would need to ask Roger.
Share your ideas, Edgar. We've done enough prophesizing on our own.
It could have been Roger's sire Constancia. But I don't know. Well, we could ask Ilse if she knows.
We'll do just that then.
That description, that face.
We know what we're looking for.
Beautiful young tan of skin, Iranian descent. She could sing. Well, she was just a peasant girl drawing water from the well. But she was so much more.
We know what we're looking for. Now we know who we're looking for. We can handle this.
Aelin's not meant to destroy it. She's meant to purify it. This thing can do something good if enough light is poured into it.
I did tell you
Do we
that.
have an idea of what that might be?
We just have to wake her up. I don't...
I saw the idol clearly. I'll know it by sight when I see it again.
You also have a drawing of it.
At least that's something.
Yeah, the letter Hannah Laurie sent me. It's in my apartment. It's in one of the drawers. In my safe.
If we all see it, well, we'll all be able to keep our eyes out for it
It's on the island.
on the island.
The island we need to be invited to.
The one that Aelin wants to go to.
Can you reach out to Yancy and
Blut, nak blut. She and the Shadowbane call to each other because the Shadowbane has tasted light.
Perfect. We have all the information then.
I don't think we do. I tried to look for Yancy last night and I couldn't find him.
Did
That
you
just
know?
seems to be my luck.
It's par for the course, though.
I have an appointment in 2 days.
You too?
I can ask.
You've got an appointment with Yancy.
No, not with Yancy.
Good. Alright.
And that's when all of you see Olivia and Osric enter into the room. They are both dressed well in not matching outfits, but both dressed in black. And Olivia greets the room and she says, "I bid you all welcome to my home, family. It is time now for the heads of the Bloodlines to have our discussions about the goings-on in Berlin.
Imogen will turn to her coterie. You all come with me.
At your behest.
Beatrice, Hector, and Lamar all rise as well and go to stand near you, Imogen. You watch the heads of the Bloodlines begin filing in. Minerva has found Mirabella and Magdalena, and she says something to them in Italian. They wait outside of the room. You watch Maurizio go in, Minerva go in, Akua go in, Alexander, most of you, Hamish Melliner, Urbano Pisanope. What's left is you, Imogen.
I will walk in like I belong there with my posse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with my coterie. And
your
other two.
coterie all agree to go in?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Maria's
Oh, yeah,
definitely
full
following.
on. Head held high. We belong here too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that scene from Kill Bill where
And bringing up the rear, Hector and Lamar and Beatrice all go with you. Hector comes very close to you, Edgar, and just puts an arm around your neck. And the person bringing up the rear is Ilsa Asher. And as she brings up the rear, please, everybody, and I need to make a general roll for the room, not for Alexander, please, everybody besides Adelaide, make a willpower roll for how
Right.
you can handle being around Ilsa Asher. Because she a bad bitch.
Remind me one more time because I
Fake
keep forgetting.
snake, baby.
How do I?
It's your unspent willpower.
Yeah, it's just your unspent willpower. It's all black dice.
How does willpower heal? Not aggravated, regular.
Do you want me to
Heal
touch you?
each
Either
session.
composure.
Superficial.
So for the night, so either composure and resolve, whichever of those dots is higher, that's how many you can restore in a night.
Oh, okay. We're good then.
6 successes with a crit.
Well, everyone who is of the Bloodlines, because I rolled a crit, I rolled like awesome for them, so they're all going to be super fine with Elsa being there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Edgar, not so much. Imogen, you're fine. Maria, you're fine. Tullio, what'd you roll? 5. When Ilsa brings up the rear, Edgar, you feel compelled to turn, even more so than with Roger, you feel compelled to turn around to her and address her, to greet her.
Edgar will turn and bow his head. You should know, Ilse, I met with Roger the other night.
I have never had the pleasure.
You're not missing much. He's a little busy gargling.
You're telling me that he is still worshipping a dead god?
Yes.
I cannot wait to tell Nicola.
My mother, Marine, also sends her regards.
Interesting.
I'm sorry I missed you the other evening, and I will be sure to repair that slight in the coming night.
You may take a turn with me to the cemetery.
It would be my profound pleasure.
You can give me all of the gossip about Roger, so that I may feel mirth.
I will. I'll also have to tell you about how Osric tried to kill me outside his front door.
I would also like to hear that tale as well.
Forgive me for halting your step.
And she rolls her eyes under her mask. If I could turn it off, I would.
You shouldn't. You're deserving of the praise.
You're a sweet boy. Don't tell me what I deserve, though.
Forgive me for my misstep, then.
Please, let us go. Although I don't know why you're here.
Because I am the head of the Duncern family.
Well, this will be the most interesting family dinner in a long time.
As you say.
So, all of the heads of the bloodlines have their seats and placards where they are supposed to sit. There is none set out for any of you. However, there is one set out for the head of the Giovanni bloodline. And Tullio, it has your name on it.
I will stand behind where I am supposed to rightfully sit.
Everyone takes their seat at the table. Imogen, do you sit?
I do.
You have many people gathered behind you. Not your daughters this time. They're remaining outside the door. But you have Adelaide, Maria, Edgar, Hector, Lamar, and Beatrice all standing behind you. Tullio is to your right. And Olivia sits at the head. Osric next to her. Am I to assume that Hannelore is no longer with us?
You would assume correctly.
And I am to assume that should I go and question your daughters, they gave their consent willingly to have a member of the adoptive child of Hannelore lead the clan.
They did. You
I
can
will
ask.
have to confer with them later. Welcome, everyone. It has been too long since we gathered. I am so pleased to see you, Tullio, and that you have taken your rightful place as the head of the bloodline. I am glad you found it so quickly.
It's a simple path.
If you say so. Now, we have much to discuss, but the floor is of course open first to issues that need to be addressed. She looks to Akua, who is seated directly to her right, and Akua does not bring up any topics that affect him personally. Let me go through my list here. Neither does Urbano. Then it comes to Alexander. And Alexander stands up, looking annoyed that he's even here. You don't see him though. It's an empty seat, and you do see the seat move, Adelaide, as he stands up. And he says, I am leaving Berlin. I would like to make a formal request to place my child as head of the Nagaraja here in Berlin. But I know that you cannot have a head of bloodline without a child. So, my formal request to embrace Bella Dunsarn, I place it upon Adelaide to follow that request. Olivia.
Can I hear him?
Nope. And Olivia nods, and she says, yes, a boon was struck between the two of us. Favor done for me. For you to have Bella as your own, but if you would like to confer that boon to Adelaide, I see no issue with that. Akua also sees no issue with that, as it is a boon. The highest form of currency amongst the kindred. Urbano also sees no issue with that. Neither does Ilsa, or Maurizio, or Minerva, or Hamish. And then it comes to Tullio and Imogen. Even if you disagree with this, you would have to make a fervent display. And Adelaide, you don't hear what the request was. You just hear a bunch of people agreeing to it all around you. So it comes to you, Imagin.
Oh, fuck. Imogen will say, shouldn't your child be a part of this conversation? She's in the room.
I see her.
I feel her consent is necessary.
I don't.
Seeing as you're leaving Berlin, it's not really up to you anymore. I would say that if
I'm
you...
leaving Berlin. There will only be now one Nagaraja in Berlin. The bloodline has to have a child.
And the new head should be able to choose their child, no? I will look to Olivia.
Perhaps. Alexander, you may embrace Bella. And then there will be 2 Nagaraja in Berlin.
Edgar is going to lean over to Adelaide and just whisper in her ear, "You need to make your claim on Bella now, and you're going to have to embrace her, dear, or Alexander's going to do it for you."
Adelaide's gonna kind of stand up a little straighter and make sure that people are paying attention, because she doesn't want to overstep, given that she's not currently head of Bloodlines. So, Bella is my goal. And while we do need to make sure the continuance of the Bloodlines, as to ensure the Hecata thrive in the city, we do need to ensure that we are picking the best subjects for our bloodlines.
Akua pipes up when you say, well, if she is Adelaide's ghoul, I don't think that Alexander can make the claim to have her embraced. I do not think it works that way. And
Agreed, Uncle.
Ilsa agrees as well.
Imogen nods.
And Minerva agrees as well. Hamish, Urbano, and Maurizio don't say anything. Alexander sort of shrugs his shoulders, and he says, "Very well. It has been, and he thinks for a moment. It has been a time." And he turns and he leaves the room.
Edgar will lean over to Adelaide once more and just say, "Take his seat. It's yours now."
Not until I'm acknowledged.
Take his seat, Adelaide. That was your acknowledgement.
Everyone's waiting for you to do so.
Yep. And Adelaide will go take her seat, and she's going to look at Olivia and just kind of like fix the barrette that's in her hair.
Mm-hmm. She sees it.
And sit down.
She leans over to you, Adelaide, and says, "It is incumbent upon you, within the next fortnight, to return here with a child for my approval." After you make your first child, you may make however many you deem appropriate. But the first one I must meet.
As is custom, I will bring my prospective child to meet the head of our family.
Excellent. So, business moves. Alexander has left. Yes, Maria. You're not ahead of a bloodline, but yes.
No, I'm not gonna say anything. But with what I know from Adelaide, can I activate the binding fetter as I look at Alexander as he leaves? I want to see if there's anything that's like noticeable on his person.
There is not.
In that, there's not. Okay.
No.
We don't fuck with ghosts.
No. So, moves to Ilsa Asher, and she looks at Tullio and Imogen, and then she says, "There is something very dangerous in the city. I have heard of the Shadow Bane. I would like to discuss our plan to remove it from the city."
Seconded.
Yes, this is very threatening to our family, to Berlin.
Olivia suddenly looks incredibly interested and leans forward. Oh, do tell. What do you know of the Shadow Bane? She has not looked at you once, Edgar.
Is she at the head of the table? Is there an open seat for a Duncern?
No.
Since she's sitting at the head of the table?
She holds two so the head of the clan must also occupy a bloodline. They hold two stakes. So any issues that come up that are divided, they then can make the final judgment. So she holds both the seat of the Duncern and the seat of the Hecata.
Alright.
The Shadow Bane.
I find it best to call on outside sources. I'd like to call my brother.
I recognize you having no brother, Mr. Giovanni.
Adopted.
I recognize you having no adopted brother, Mr. Giovanni.
I call Fionlok Duncern to explain what my coterie has discovered.
All eyes at the table turn to you, Edgar.
The Shadowbane is an ancient relic crafted by Cappadocius to tear down the veil between the Skin Lands and the Shadowlands. It is here. It is in your city. And you must do something about it. You can either remove it, or attempt to destroy it.
Elsa Asher pipes up. If it is discovered, I can chuck it into the Tempest in the Shadowlands. But we need to know where it is.
Forgive my ignorance into the dealing of spirits. Perhaps yourself, Auntie Asher, or yourself, Auntie Ursulini, may enlighten me. But a thing that is already turning ghosts into wraiths and specters in our city, being thrown into the Tempest, hoping it will be destroyed with the possibility of it just ending up in the Shadowlands. How does that help us?
Minerva looks at you, Maria. What is he talking about, baby?
There's the veil over Peacock Island is gone, and wraiths are being turned into specters quicker than ever with this. Giancarlo is already a specter. I had to eat him. It's getting bad.
So the Shadowbane's on Peacock Island.
Edgar's shaking his head looking at Maria.
I don't know.
We should investigate it, shouldn't we? And Akua pipes up at that moment. Well, it would be great if we could go investigate it, but you do know about the dragon, right? We all know, we all have heard the dragon on the Peacock Island. I don't want to go to Peacock Island.
We are in the midst of negotiating.
I am not a fighter. I'm a lover. I'm not that either, but I'm not a fighter.
We're in the midst of negotiations so that we can investigate. Anything we find will be reported back here.
Edgar, you clock Osric whispering in Olivia's ear.
Edgar's gonna kind of like nudge Imogen a little bit to see if she can heighten senses that.
Absolutely.
Osric is saying to Olivia that he's trying to say that there's no way that it's on Peacock Island. It couldn't possibly be there. This has to be a ruse. They have to be lying. What's an insight, Imagin?
I'm aroused.
It's not a instant awareness, so we don't have to worry about your we don't worry about you freaking out.
That's good. I also don't get hungry.
Oh my god.
I also should have clarified. I thought I was whispering to Minerva.
We're in a room full of vampires who all could hear every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
that's
nosy. We're nosy sons of bitches. We're just like, yeah,
It's an insight. Okay.
tell me more.
Where's insight? Okay.
Also, did I say the shadow banes on Peacock Island? I said the veils then.
The
on Peacock
veil,
Island.
Yeah, but that's
And they
not,
just-
that's
and
not
they
a big
just,
leap.
They're
That's not a
leaping.
big leap.
Two people said, or three people said some things at the same time, so I didn't hear anybody.
Yeah.
I
They're
apologize.
leaping.
They're leaping. Okay, that's
They're not looking. They're just leaping. They're going for it.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna leapfrog their way directly into the dragon's
fucking
mouth.
Excited. I'm so fucking excited. It's such a good goddamn moment.
Willpower.
Poor
Okay.
Jim, it's like, why me?
Ah!
You
Why
got
do you
this.
make me
You got
do this?
You got this.
What'd you roll? 5.
Oh, 5.
Amazing. So yes, you get the impression that Osric is trying to Osric seems nervous. He seems concerned. You're getting the impression that he's trying to convince Olivia not to look at Peacock Island, and he's going a little too hard about it, as if he believes that it could possibly be on Peacock Island, but he's trying to convince her not to do it. Why? You're not entirely sure. We're gonna lose Luna. Luna, don't leave us.
Don't do it. Don't do it. There you go.
Here,
There you go.
baby.
Perfect.
You solidified.
So it's all of Berlin that is being affected. When we last saw Giancarlo, it was Maria about a week and a half ago that the taint started to happen.
Yeah, and it wasn't that bad. It should have taken so much longer for Giancarlo
Edgar,
to
you
fall.
saw the taint in Giancarlo 6 years ago.
It started long before that.
I'm gonna make a roll for Minerva. She would know this the best. Oh yeah. So Minerva pipes up and she says, "I don't know. Even if he was starting to turn, being away from the Shadowlands, being bound to Maria, being stuck here on the Skinlands, his shadow shouldn't have that much power to turn him to a specter. That's not the way that it works.
Oh, well,
He doesn't
that
have
is
the
way-
constant pulling of oblivion. That's not the way that it works. Trust me, honey. I know what I'm talking about."
I saw it in him 6 years ago. Minerva.
Yes, I understand that. Which means that there's something. And if Maria says there's no veil on Peacock Island, then something on Peacock Island is affecting the dead.
It's all around the city, though.
I have
They're happening. Especially
I have had words with the dragon.
Everyone immediately turns to you.
If anyone knows where it is, it would be them. I and my coterie have been to Peacock Island and have returned. We did not find it when we were there. I don't know what is happening there, but I do not think that the relic is there. I think we will need to find it somewhere else.
Manipulation and subterfuge, 2 dots for your ingenue merit. Because not everyone's going to believe you, but I'm going to make a general roll. I'm going to use Olivia's sheet for that.
Gonna rouse the blood.
Then I will do the same for her. That's my roll.
It's a success.
Also a success. She didn't roll super duper high, though.
Get fucked
Can't
looking.
have that
Oh,
luck forever. I can only apparently have that luck when I'm rolling for Akua. Or Minerva. Apparently.
Queen shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The ones we like.
Yeah, apparently. Fuck, 15 successes with Akua.
Jesus. Okay, so that's 4, 5,
As
6,
long
7,
as you have
8,
more than
9.
5.
I have 10.
Yep. So everyone sort of nods and they accept your words. And it's because you're just so darn adorable with that ingenue art that you're so innocent looking with your singed suit that they just totally, they're like, Ilsa says, well, I'm not an occult expert, not in this particular field, but I have heard of things called ley lines. Perhaps there is a taint in the ley lines. When I was a fledgling, I ran across a pack of lupines that were fighting in a pit of ley lines. Perhaps it has something to do with that. Have you had any run-ins with lupines in Berlin?
Maria's just going to look to Imogen.
I have.
Were they attempting to get to Peacock Island?
They were not.
Well, okay.
But they are looking for the Shadowbane. I believe their goal is to destroy it.
Do we ally ourselves with lupines now?
I can also say this. I am a student of blood sorcery. There are ley lines which converge on the Peacock Island. I can see them.
Well, then I think probably our best chance of stopping problems with wraiths, as that is, what is the phrase, bread and butter for most of us. We need to consult with the Tremere and the Camarilla. And I think, and she looks at Olivia, it is long past time that we get our ducks in a row with the Camarilla to decide on whether or not there will be a new promise. It is close to running out.
I'm inclined to agree. They're dealing with some of our strays at the moment.
The Shadowbane talk has been discussed, so then it comes to Maurizio Puginesca, who says nothing. And now it is Imogen's turn.
I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but the presence of Sabbat has been growing greatly in this city. I'm sure you saw the news of the Camarilla being attacked.
Many of them nod.
Are you aware of who is working with the supposed Baron?
The ones that you have spoken to sort of look at each other, but they're waiting for you to say it. Wits and insight for everyone into Hamish Milliner.
Is my truth specialty count here?
I'll allow it.
I would like to blood surge.
Mm-hmm.
Same here.
Success.
Mm-hmm.
Failure.
Oh, I drank with Akua. We on a blood surge. So we're back at 3 hunger.
Okay.
He has an extraordinary amount of composure and resolve. And with his blood surge, even more so. Since y'all are blood surgeon, that's how we ball.
That's how we ball. That is 6 successes.
8 successes with a crit.
Nice. I don't think he's gonna beat that, but let's see.
And
6 successes, no crit.
My dice hate me too.
Edgar?
13 successes with a critical.
So only Edgar and Maria can notice, as he rolled 9 successes, can note. Well, I'll give a margin to Maria. 8 successes with a crit is great. He didn't roll a crit. Only Edgar and Maria can see that Hamish looks delighted that this topic is getting brought up.
Ambrose Milliner raised a horde of zombies to attack the Camarilla Palace, and I'll look to Adelaide. One of my coterie felt the brunt of that.
Akua also pipes up. Also, I was told Ambrose Milliner attacked Cleopatra's as well.
And Club Division, yeah. We bore witness ourselves.
Yes.
Hamish lets out a broad smile. Yes, I was told my boy had gone rogue. Please, you are more than welcome to dispense your justice upon him. Miss Lamia. And he stands up, heads to the door, calls for Ambrose. Hector looks immediately concerned and upset and speaks up as Ambrose enters the room. Hector says, "No, it is not just Ambrose. It is all of them. All of the Milliners have joined the Sabbat." And Beatrice and Lamar feel emboldened in this moment to say, yes, all of our families have thrown their lot in with the Sabbat. And Olivia stands up and she says, "I am unaware of why the three of you are here. You are not a member of a coterie of the heads of the Bloodlines, and you are making very serious accusations with no proof." And if anyone would like to speak up to their defense, they may. Hamish has Ambrose by the neck, and he shoves him in your face, Imogen. "Please, take your justice."
I think it's best we question them beforehand.
Ambrose, before you are dispatched, do you have anything you'd like to confess about your family?
He looks at you and he says, "Everything in service to the Crown of Shadows."
Insight.
Certainly.
Edgar's still mad dogging Olivia.
She's not looked at you.
Adelaide. With what I've known of the goings on in the city, I believe Beatrice Butanesca.
What is it that you are trying to insight into, Maria?
I want to see if he is being honest with
Sure
what
is.
he's saying.
Sure is.
Okay.
I do as well.
Not only do I believe them, but at the very least an investigation should be done. These are very serious accusations, and for members that are not heads of family to speak out in such turn, bold indeed, an investigation should be done.
Maurizio and Urbano stand up to speak and say, "We agree. Internal investigation should be done into the Bloodlines. I believe that all of them should return to their homes so that way we may question them. They are our childer."
And yet, we are the clan of death. We are Hecata. I think you should remain.
As you are the ones under investigation as well, based on the accusations, I believe it best to keep you separate.
Maurizio, Hamish, and Urbano do not agree to this. That is 3. Olivia also does not agree to this. That is 5. So, here's where we come down to it. Akua agrees that they should not be forced back to their home, that they should remain separated, and an internal investigation should be done and appointed. That's 1. Ilsa Asher also agrees with Akua. Imogen, do you vote for Beatrice, Lamar, and Hector to return to their sires, or do you agree that an investigation into their sires should be done?
An investigation should be done.
That's 3. Minerva also agrees that an investigation into their sires should be done, and she winks at you, Maria, as she votes that way. And Tullio, you are the last.
An investigation needs to be done.
That puts it 5-5. An even split. 10 votes. Except for Adelaide. You are the last to vote.
As I said, the investigation is being done into you and your bloodlines within the Hecata. I don't believe they should be returned to you.
That weighs the vote over. And Olivia rises and she says, well, I suppose it would be completely unfair for your coterie to lead the investigation as you all voted in one way. So, a task force must be decided. One from each of the bloodlines. I will allow each bloodline to put up a member. Fortunately, Adelaide, that is going to bump up your timetable to a child being produced in the next 3 nights. And Tullio, of course you as well. But I already have someone for you. And she indicates to Osric. Osric opens the door on his left. And he brings Kenneth into the room. Kenneth looks horrified, frightened. He sees you, Edgar, and his eyes get really, really wide. Please. It is your birthright.
And so I shall. After our discussion, if it pleases you. There are much more pressing matters than my child.
Kua pipes up. We are already down 2 bloodlines with only one name, one person to them. I think if Kenneth here is willing, it should be done sooner rather than later. And Kenneth immediately says, I'm not willing. I don't want to.
I think that settles that, Uncle Kua.
Yes.
As soon as possible.
The accusations that have been leveled by Hector, Beatrice, and Lamar, and who they have accused. I have seen 2 amongst your number in their company as well. Valentino and Francesca Giovanni.
All of them sort of look to each other.
Oh, I'm sorry. Osric and Olivia Dunsarn.
Again, all of them sort of look to each other.
Insight check on everybody at the table. Just like, is
Are
this?
like,
Are we the last
surprise?
ones to know?
yeah, that'd be real embarrassing.
Maria's going to lean down and whisper to Imogen, did you get the pictures back?
I'm gonna say yes.
The only no, they'd still be at the manor. They're Hannah-Laurie's manor. Or your manor now. The only person who looks confused is Minerva. But you're thinking now, she's only looking confused because she's had her memories tampered with. But she's the only one who looks like shocked. But probably not from a place of unfortunately of genuineness, because she can't.
Oh, what a diamond!
It's not her fault. She just can't.
She's a coterie grandma.
Someone messed with her memories.
That is 6 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Also 6.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else roll?
No.
No, I assume
everyone is sort of looking around as to what relevance that holds. And Akua sort of pipes up and sort of leans over to you, Edgar, and he says, I don't know, what point are you trying to make, Eddie? They're done, sir, now. What is the point?
Osric attacked me on foreign soil. Took me against my will back here to Berlin.
And Kua sort of looks around with no one helping him, and he just sort of goes, Eddie, why you left?
I'm getting to that, Uncle.
I don't think you're making the point. Go ahead. You're not making the point I think you want to make. We had this discussion outside, but go ahead.
When I returned to Berlin on the tarmac, I was greeted by the head of all 3 of the accused bloodlines and Osric and Olivia.
That gets their attention. When you mention that all the heads of the bloodlines were there on the tarmac, everyone except for the aforementioned heads, Maurizio, Hamish, and Urbano, all sort of look confused. And Kenneth at this moment speaks up and he says, "It's true, I was there, and you can check my memories. I can't resist against it because I'm not a fucking ghoul." And you can tell Edgar he's going to say something about Aelin.
Edgar's just going to shake his head.
Kenneth.
I'm not a ghoul anymore.
I will rise and cover Kenneth's mouth. Apologies. Seems my child-to-be doesn't know when to be silent.
His eyes go really, really wide.
In this, the head of our family is cooperating with the Sabbat. In that, I will claim the seat of the family Dunsarn, with Keegan Dunsarn as my second.
Ilsa rises and looks at you, Imogen. I have no weapons here, but you do. Tell me this is not true.
I believe my cousin.
I will avail my memories to anyone who wishes to look.
Kua reaches up, touches you on the face. He holds his hand out to everyone who will take it. I love Akua. Anyway, hope he doesn't die. Hope I don't have to kill him just to make you feel something. So he is that just me? So he touches you and he holds his hand out, and everyone who touches onto Akua, which Ilsa does and Minerva does, and I assume most of you do as well.
Yeah.
Hamish, Olivia, and Osric, and the rest of them don't.
Do we go into like a state where we can't view the world? Adelaide's not touching. She's going to keep an eye on Olivia and the rest of those heads while this happens.
It's not going to work that. It's not going to affect anything else going on with you. You're just going to get sort of a flash. It's going to last a split second.
Okay.
And you all see this image of the tarmac. You see through Edgar's eyes. You see Edgar emerging and Kenneth next to him on the tarmac of a smattering of Puttanesca, Urbano Pisanobe, and Hamish Melliner, Osric, and Olivia, all waiting for him on the tarmac. Olivia looks horrified.
I move to have Olivia Dunstan removed.
Seconded.
Ilsa puts a stopper on it. Well, this shows nothing about the Sabbat. This shows that you were taken forcefully out of Scotland, yes, somewhere, and brought back, and she brought the force. I was expecting to see something about Sabbat. You said Sabbat. If you, Edgar, left your sire without her permission, went to another domain, and she was mad about it, I'm sorry, but I cannot hold that against her. Would I have staked my Freya? No. But I am tempered in the age.
I am also not a child. I completed my accounting.
We are all responsible to the heads of our bloodlines. You know that.
This is true. However, do you not find it curious that Minerva, you weren't called to back Olivia? Akua, you are not, though you said you're no fighter. Ilse, you were not called. Hannah wasn't called. Only those standing in accusation were called to meet me.
Ilsa sort of inclines her head. I hold that Olivia Duncern should also be under in the investigation of being complicit in the activities of the Sabbat.
Olivia, what do you have to say for your defense?
She sizes all of you up and down. I have been complicit in no activity of the Sabbat. I was merely concerned when my child ran off not just himself, but also took my mortal son with him.
Kenneth
When
left
did-
of his own volition before I ever left.
I believe his blood is not something to be bargained with. His life is not his own. I believe I've heard those words come out of your very mouth, Edgar.
Those are my words, and I meant them.
And so do I.
Osric.
Kenneth is not a part of this conversation. This is
certainly
between
is.
you and I.
We're getting off topic to the actual issue, which is the Hecata.
Osric. Edgar claims that you assaulted him on foreign soil. What do you have to say in your defense? And for once in your unlife and your life, be a fucking man.
I did as the head of my bloodline commanded. I retrieved Edgar off of foreign soil to bring him back home where he belongs. And to take Kenneth with me as well. I have no complicit activity in the Sabbat. Complicit or otherwise.
Inaction is complicity. What have you done as head of, well, not head of
I
the
am
blood-
head of nothing.
We can see that.
After all she's done to you. There you stand. After she murdered the mother of your children, there you fucking stand. Are we not a fucking family?
All of you watch Osric. Blood tears start filling his eyes.
Adelaide's looking at Maria.
Maria's nodding. There's also like a look of, probably a very familiar look of Maria has something she wants to say, but isn't sure she should. She's gonna look back to Adelaide then. She's gonna mouth Isabella.
Adelaide sees that Osric is breaking
Mhm.
and nods.
Push.
So, out of character, I'm getting the impression that it's cool if I bring up the fact of the white.
Break this man! We're so
Yep.
close!
Scatter him!
Maria's going to. This is a big ass table, right?
Mhm.
Maria's just going to lean forward, probably next to her mama, placing her hands down hard. Olivia, Osric, why don't you talk about the fact that you are keeping Isabella Giovanni chained up as a white under Seneca Manor?
Wits inside everyone.
Truth specialty?
Yes.
I'm on blood surge.
Wits what?
Wits and insight.
That's a success.
Let's
I
fucking
can't
do this. Wait,
blood
I have two more
surge.
dice because I
Otherwise,
blood
I'm gonna
surge this
eat
scene.
somebody and like not in a fun way.
I
Adelaide,
offer you
Adelaide
pinky.
there's blood in this room. It's like water at a table, at a conference table. It's here.
Oh, sweet!
So
Wonderful.
everyone,
I'm
so
gonna-
if you get hungry, just say, I drink.
I drink. I drink.
Can I
Like we
I'm-
have to drink at family dinner. That's how we get through it.
Yeah,
God,
Does that
Maria
work
can
for me,
drink.
or do I
Down
gotta
with
like
4 of 'em.
down?
Yeah, so both of you who are, I can't take, you're double fisting it.
Perfect. Oh, fuck yeah.
It's just
Ooh, do
the
I look
stress of
funny?
your new position.
Listen,
I don't want to be ahead of Bloodline.
Are you too late?
6 with a crit.
Go take backsies.
14 successes, messy crit.
I'm all right. I'm
Jesus
not
Christ,
gonna. Y'all
Edgar.
got it. I'm not gonna blood willpower. It's fine.
With
Or
your,
you
me-
could.
with your messy critical, Edgar, and that many successes, I'm going to allow you to temporarily, until I say so, be removed from Akua's chill out effect. And you may act with full volition of how you want to. With those many successes, anyone who rolled 5 successes or above, neither Olivia nor Osric seem to be aware of this fact, and both of them look completely shocked by this accusation or revelation, whichever one it was.
They didn't know. She says that in a whisper.
How's Osric looking?
Osric is looking to leave. And if no one stops him, he will leave.
Absolutely not. He's not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
No, that man is staying in this room.
I will
I'll stand.
stop him as he gets to the door and say, "Be a fucking man."
What do you want me to say?
I
You
want
just
you to tell the
told me that
truth
my
about your fucking.
sister is a white in Seneca Mansion. You think I'm not going to fucking go there? Is that where Hannah
You
Laurie went?
wait and
Did you tell
just-
Hannah Laurie? Is that where she went and now she's
Osric
dead?
Concern. Valentino Giovanni. Sit and see your family done right.
You don't know anything about my family.
I know that you let your fucking sister murder half of them and then sired 2 children with her. Because you're
I'm
a
gonna
coward.
use a cousin's ear on.
Won't work. He's a
Osric.
duncer.
Oh, fuck! It doesn't work on the mortal. Yeah, that's right. That
He's
makes
not
sense.
mortal anymore. Which again was why everyone was like, well, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of past that or modern night. Yeah, but no. That won't work on him.
If you didn't know that Isabella was there, then who put Isabella there? Who could have?
She smiles. It must have been Seneca. We were his ghouls.
This family is wrought with secrets. None more than Olivia Duncern and her fucking guard dog. Sabat interminglings. The Shadowbane at our doorstep. Lucius Giovanni wishing to unify and then destroy.
Who's got the highest pool of wits and awareness?
That's a good question.
Wits and awareness
Lol.
is just 6.
Mine's 6.
8 for
Five.
Edgar. And we know it's low for Imagin. You may roll me wits and awareness to see what you see.
Okay. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2 crits. One of them is messy.
Okay. Gonna increase your hunger again. I rolled 11 successes for this, so you're not gonna be able to stop it, but you are gonna see it. Osric is broken. Devastated. Hearing all of this come out, all of this emotion come out, pouring out, can't take it anymore, and he just wants it to stop. From behind him, under his jacket, he pulls out a sawed-off shotgun, points it at Olivia, and shoots her in the head. With 11 successes, he's going to blow her head off. And it splatters all of you, all over the table. And she turns gooey, starts turning to ash. He drops the shotgun, looks at you, Imogen, and says, I surrender. If I have a wish for execution. Let my sister eat me.
No. You'll burn for what you did.
Kenneth begins weeping, watching his mother turn into a gooey skeleton. Ilsa looks furious. So does Akua. Hamish, Urbano, and Maurizio seem unfazed.
Edgar will walk over to his godson, just put a hand on his shoulder and kiss him on the forehead.
Bunch of the other people start knocking on the room, especially all of your daughters, Imogen, start knocking on the door. Because they heard a gunshot go off. They want to be let in. It's pounding, all of them, outside the door.
I'll let them in. And Edgar will sit in Olivia's chair.
What did you want to say, Maria?
Can I see the gooey mess fully from this position where I'm at?
Yes. It's turning to ash a lot quicker than you would expect. Because Olivia was a lot older, as you know now. She was a ghoul for 150 or so years.
Considering what she might know, and what we might have just lost with her dying right now, Maria is activating the binding fetter and hoping to find something.
Oh. Sorry, she's not going. She's not turning into a restless dead. No way her humanity's that high.
Given how reworking memories works, Adelaide's looking at Minerva.
Minerva looks horrified at this display of violence.
Okay.
Imogen, you should ask your daughters to take Osric somewhere where he can be questioned later and dispense justice.
Ilsa slams a hand down on the table and cracks it. It is enough violence. This is not how things are run. Lamia, take Osric into your custody. Keep him in your manor. We will gather again for a proper execution. This is untoward. This is not what we signed up for when we agreed not to wipe you all out wholesale.
I completely agree, Ilsa. However, it should be stated that it is not for you to command the Lamia. With all due respect. Unless you'd like to stake a claim for the head of the table, which seems to be open now.
She looks around at all of you. I will hold it as our Camarilla friends do in interim, unless you have something to say against it, Mr. Giovanni.
You have my full support, as you have always had.
The
The Dunsarns will follow you.
Imogen nods.
We're Hecata. We do all things together. We are not the
Maurizio,
Kindred.
Urbano, and Hamish have pushed away from their seats. Hamish has Ambrose by the neck, and they are leaving with the what's going on outside, with people trying to figure out what's going on. All the rest of the Bloodlines child are nosing in. They are escaping out through the crowd.
I'd like to use Wisdom of the Dead. Or not Wisdom of the Dead, apologies. Name of the Father.
You won't have time. That takes a little bit too long for you to be able to focus, and none of them are going to be looking at you. They're leaving.
I will look to my daughters and say, stop them.
They do.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Huddy.
Mm-hmm.
Since Elsie has just said that interim she is the head of the family.
Yes, since Osric blew, which is a huge problem. Osric
Yeah.
went over Akua's chill out mode, and blew the head of the head of the clan off. That is where everyone is focused on. Now they could care less about Hamish and Urbano and Maurizio. They're like, this is a huge problem.
Again, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
None of us are allowed to leave until Ilse dismisses us.
That is also correct. But it's a weird gray area we're in right now because this is Olivia's home. This is not Ilse's domain.
Edgar will stand from his seat and raise his voice unaffected by Akua's chill out. Say,
I'll allow it, since you rolled that many successes.
You have not been dismissed by the interim head of the family. There are traditions that we observe as a family. Sit down, cousins, until you are dismissed. This is our way.
I will allow, but I can't guarantee it'll do anything. I will allow a charisma and leadership roll.
I actually have points in both of those things. Crazy.
He doesn't have a whole lot of resolve, so...
Could I make...
You can only use it on one of them. Which one do you want to do it? Because two of these three are getting out of here.
Hamish Milliner.
What did Luna say?
Even if my daughters are like stopping them at the door.
I'll allow them to keep them at the door, but they're not going to then re-enter the room. But I'll allow this if you get enough successes to work on bringing one of them back into the room.
Could I leverage intimidation with a specialization in coercion?
Yes. Adelaide, at any point, have you stepped out of the room?
Adelaide's gotten up from her seat because she was like, we're not the fucking Camarilla, we're the family. Why are you guys acting like this? And so she's going to go try and calm down the people, which is weird for the Nagaraj to do, that are outside the room.
What's an awareness as you exit the room? Mm-hmm.
8 successes for Edgar.
Okay. 8 to 4. Yep. Maurizio flips his sort of his collar back like this. It's got a big long collar. Flips it back, and he says, "Fine, what the fuck do you people want? What the fuck do you want from me?"
I believe turns have been taken. I believe the floor is yours, Elsie.
Elsie stands, and she removes her mask. And you see the face of a girl maybe no older than 16. I will concede to dismissing the heads of the Bloodlines in light of these very intense events. We will gather again in 2 nights for the execution of Osric Dunsern to be taken place at the Bahari Mansion, for which all the heads of the Bloodlines will be present. Is that understood?
Yes.
In terms of investigating the Putanescas, the Pisanobs, and the Milliners, a task force will be made. You may offer yourself or a member of your bloodline for the task force. You will find evidence or no evidence of any wrongdoing and report it back to the heads of the bloodlines.
If I may, how are we to keep these 3 from fleeing?
If
or
they
hiding?
flee, then they have already proven themselves to be guilty.
Understood.
And they will not be welcome back here, but with a sword to the throat.
As you say.
If I could suggest an interim measure similar to your own. In the interim, I believe that Beatrice Putanesca should lead her line. that Lamar Pishanob should lead his line, and that Hector Milliner should lead his line.
I will consider it. Upon any evidence or fleeing from the city of the already heads of the bloodlines, we do not need to now divide ourselves further.
I
What we
acquiesce to your
need
wisdom.
is unity, and what we need is to find where the Shadowbane is and destroy it. That is my top priority. When these problems are dealt with, we will come together and we will vote on who should be head of the clan Hecata here in Berlin. And we will come together with the Camarilla and create a new promise. If we cannot create a new promise with the Camarilla, we will force them out. Is that understood?
Understood.
Your wisdom is infallible.
I don't need flattery, and I don't like it.
As interim head of the family, for clarification, am I to take Kenneth, or shall I choose my own?
I hold no belief that heads of bloodlines should have multiple childer, but it should have one in case you die. You do not have to take Kenneth. I do not care who it is. It is not my business who you choose. But you should choose someone.
Understood.
We shall choose Childer. In the meanwhile, I can take Kenneth with me, Tullio.
I'll take him with me.
Kenneth says, fuck that, I want to go back home.
Keep your mouth shut. I'll get that done for you.
6 successes for wits and awareness, Adelaide. You don't see Bella.
Is there any more business we need to discuss, or should we leave
I need to speak to Osric.
things as they are now?
There will be time, Maria, yes, to speak to Osric. He is a prisoner now. No one will speak to him. I know you are new. Hannelore would keep him in the basement of the manor, as we have done before with executions. He is to have blindfold in the room with no sound. No, and when you go to give him blood, you cannot wear shoes. No sound. No communication. He is to contemplate on death.
Understood. Thank you.
I do not mean to tell you how to do it, but Hannelore obviously did not prepare you.
So it's quite alright. I appreciate it.
Is there any urgent business, or may the Lamia take their prisoner to his final resting place?
Given that the things that I had to bring up involved Olivia, and she is no more. I don't think so.
Well, perhaps you shouldn't push a man who is crying, who also has a gun. Not supposed to have guns.
That is, yeah, we need to be more thorough in our searches.
Maria's going to lean down to be able to whisper to Imogen, and she's going to say, before that happens, I do have questions for Osric that I need answered.
You won't be able to question him until before the final death.
Fuck.
Mr. Wait, your second in command is part of the Bahari, by the way.
I am aware,
That
as
is
am
no
I.
one who can... No, she is adopted Lamia. You are not. She cannot hold second chair. She has to be released.
Well, being that we're all here, Imogen, would you consent to releasing Tegan?
I consent.
And business is done.
As you say. At the time of the execution 2 nights, I hope to see Adelaide and Tullio, you have found prospective child, or at least someone that you can say to me, yes, I have found someone. And then when we gather again, after your investigation, we can do it family dinner, family style, I think. I saw that on a sign once. I don't know what it means, but it sounds good.
Yes, Elsie, we will make sure that we have prospective child well, our next gathering.
Unlike with Olivia, if you have any issues that you need to discuss, I will be here. I claim this house temporarily as mine. And I will be here every night.
As you say.
Sending out her shadow, is Bella anywhere on the property?
Ross check. Unless, of course, Edgar, you want this property. I can find another. My domain is hard for people to get into if they need to speak with me. I wasn't prepared to take leadership of the clan.
I will lay claim to this property as well as all of Olivia Dunsarn's financial assets.
That is fine by me. I could care less. Do you have a place that is appropriate for me to meet with people should and when I need to?
I will have the things moved out of the house that I was living in, and that building will belong to you.
Wonderful.
Until a time that you are relieved of your responsibility, if that
I
comes
hope it
to the
is
case.
soon. I am already displeased.
I'm sorry, these are the circumstances. And
As am I.
Edgar will wave Maria over to him.
Maria will go.
I'll lean up in her ear. I think you'll find that Osric's bedchamber will have more answers than he does. Go.
No, Bella is nowhere on the property.
Are we dismissed?
Yes. May I stay in my haven tonight? I don't think no one has to talk to me tonight. I can go back to my mausoleum.
This is unprecedented. I believe you can do as you wish.
Of course.
I told you, Tullio, I was never meant for leadership. And she puts the mask back on her face.
I told you we would support you.
May we all rest at peace with our actions.
Good night.
Good night.
You watch many of the Hecata leave. They're all whispering to each other. Of course, Imogen, your daughters are keeping Urbano and Hamish there. They look to you, as Ilsa has dismissed everyone, if they want you to keep them there or not.
Where are Beatrice, Lamar, and...
They're right behind you.
Okay. I'll look to them. Are you going to be okay tonight if I release them?
They all sort of share looks, and Lamar says, we were staying somewhere, but the scourge who was helping us is in torpor. Perhaps Edgar will allow us to stay here. Or another property he has, or I'm not really sure. This is all not exactly what I expected was going to happen. Not at all.
Edgar, is that amenable to you?
Would you like to stay here or somewhere else?
I do not really mind here or anywhere else. This is a very large home.
In my home, there are many rooms, and you may choose which you would like among them.
I believe you just gave that to Ilsa Asher, did you not?
No, I meant this house. This is my house.
I understand. Yes, it would just be until we hear back from Heidi, whenever that will be.
She's a tough old bird. It'll be soon.
I'll look to my daughters and say, release them. Let them go.
And they do. They come back to stand around you. The 4 were standing around Osric. Bring him over to you. And Osric is unmoving. He doesn't walk. He lets them drag him. His head is hanging down low.
I just stare down at him. I don't say anything. I have nothing to say. Bring him to my car. Sit with him until we leave.
They do. Tegan removes herself from him.
There is something I would like from him, Imogen, if you would permit me.
Of course.
And Edgar will walk over to Osric and kneel down and pull the ring from his finger.
Hmm.
You earned this, and it will be a good death.
Tegan sort of holds on to him a little bit longer as the rest of your sisters drag him away, looking at him in strange contemplation of sadness, but also resolve. And then she looks at you, Imogen. Thank you for agreeing to release me. I never got to bring it up, not really discuss it with Hannah-Laurie before.
I'll take both of her hands and kiss her cheek. Your consent is my highest priority. Of course.
Thank you. You will be an excellent leader of the Bahari.
I hope so.
Ahi hai Lilatu, Imogen.
Ahi hi Lilitu. Edgar.
And Tegan comes over to stand by you, Edgar, and she gives you a hug.
He'll kiss her on the cheek.
Adelaide, you're in midst panic now.
Oh yeah, we're in full panic. We're in full panic mode.
So because no one else has noticed, Maria and Tullio, you would notice Adelaide sort of wandering around the house in full panic mode since you're not doing anything at the moment.
Since Tullio is at the table, and everybody else seems at the table and is busy with stuff, with all this, Maria's going to go up to Adelaide and she's going to say...
Tullio was free to go to Adelaide as well.
Oh, gotcha. What's the matter?
I can't find Bella. I can't find Bella.
Okay, we'll find her. We'll find her. Where was she supposed to be?
She was supposed to be with the other mortal members of the family, and she's...
Then, where's Catherine? Let me see. Where do I see where Catherine is? No. I'm gonna pull my phone out and send a text message to Catherine and ask, "Where are you?"
The message sends, but you don't get a response.
I don't know where Catherine is, and she's not responding. Okay, this is. We need to find them. We need to find them now.
I don't want to. Tullio, can you use your phone?
By all means.
I'm gonna try and call Bella.
There's no response. But you can hear it ringing.
I'm gonna follow.
Anyone else notice this and follow Adelaide?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tullio, she's running off with your phone, so I assume you'd want to follow her. She runs off, and you find Bella's phone sitting in the grass.
I pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything on it?
No.
It's
locked with her fingerprint, so you couldn't answer it if you wanted.
Yeah. Is there anything around, just like the woods?
Wits and awareness to anyone who's out there with Adelaide.
Maria's
I love Luna's it was just maybe I won't roll.
I'll let y'all deal with that.
I'll let my coterie do it.
I just
4.
flopped all my dice into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 5. That's 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's... Yep.
This is going to be morbid, but would my specialty in death apply here?
Because you're not sure, and you would have enough suspicion that maybe something happened, I will allow it.
8 successes.
Yikes.
8
Uh,
successes. Mhm.
Yeah. I would also like Maria, like, given what we just saw happen, I would also like Maria to call Katrin's phone.
You also hear Katrin's phone, not too far from Bella's phone. You hear it. It's in the bushes. What did you roll, Tullio?
6 successes.
The 6 successes and 8 successes from Maria. You do see footprints, heavy set footprints, leading out
Maria's
past the fence. Looks like someone hopped the fence. Someone who would have to have the ability to hop a fence much more than a mortal could do. But as you call Katrin and you hear the phone, you see Katrin in the bushes. She has a big wound on her head, like someone hit her.
Katrin. Is she awake or is she out?
She's unconscious. Invigorating
Maria's
bite.
going to,
Mhm.
Yep, Maria's
check.
just gonna doesn't give a shit. She's just biting right into her own wrist.
Rouse check.
What happened?
We was smoking, Bella, and I was laughing at her because she doesn't smoke and she doesn't know how to, so I was laughing at her, and then some asshole hit me over the fucking head. Where's Bella?
Maria's just. We don't know.
I'm
Adelaide?
fine. Where's Bella?
Edgar is gonna hold his hand out to Imogen. Would you care to prick my finger, cousin?
Of course. Can I do so?
1 drop of blood, eyes of the past.
Intelligence and blood sorcery, please.
That will be 6 successes with a crit.
So here's the scene that happened. You recall it. You just want to know what happened maybe like an hour ago, right? So you do. You're standing there. You see Katrin smoking, and she's given Bella a cigarette, and Bella is coughing as she's smoking. And she said, "How can you be as old as you are and you have not smoked? And you live in Berlin. It is so sad." And and Bella is just trying to be cool, and she's talking to Katrin. She's like, she's like, I don't know if this is going to be the night that Alexander's, that he's going to, ask my mom, and I hope he's not, and I really want my mom to embrace me. And so they're just having a conversation like that. And quick, before either of them, as mortals can see it, you see a blur hit Katrin over the head with a board. And with that same board, they whip it around, and they pull the necklace off, and it goes flying over the fence. They stop, and it is Alexander. He grabs Bella, and jumps over the fence. And that is all you can see, because he leaves the area. But you saw the necklace went over Katrin by the bush over the fence.
But I saw his eyes, yes?
Saw his eyes?
It says as if I was standing right there.
As if you were standing right there, not that you were seeing through his eyes. As if you were standing there watching the scene.
Right. Did I see his eyeballs?
He was using celerity, so I'm going to say no.
Okay. Damn. That.
He was using rush, jaw, and blink. Because I gave him celerity.
That makes the next part a little bit, I think, maybe impossible, but I'm not entirely sure. Edgar will point over towards the fence. Your necklace should be beyond right over there. He ripped it off of her. It was Alexander.
We have to go. Adelaide is rushing to go to like if she saw the footprints, she was trying to follow them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Adelaide has a picture of Alexander.
I know exactly where he is.
You have
At least where he's staying.
no time to get there. Not now. He has no time to flee Berlin unless he's already fled. So you have one of two options here. Either he's fled Berlin with Bella in quick time, or he has to wait it out at his haven and leave the next night.
How many hours do we have until the sun rises?
Less than an hour.
Fuck.
Olivia has a blacked out car, right?
Perhaps. But
I can-
you would, even if you got there, in the traffic that it would take you, we're heading into mid-morning traffic, or into early morning traffic, people are heading to work. You have to drive from Steglitz, Zehlendorf, all the way to where it is in the Mitte. You'd have to walk through the cemetery to get to where it is, because it's as if going to Adelaide, it's in the middle of cemetery. Then once you got there, you'd have to attempt to try and stay awake in the sun.
Yeah. We're gonna start, like, if we could just, like, head towards that direction.
Edgar's gonna look over.
Well,
to
we can
Imogen.
all have a sleepover at Tullio's
Yeah.
apartment in
We're
the
gonna have a
Mitte.
sleepover at Tullio's with Ted.
If we have a blacked out car, and if Sabina could drive us, we could sleep in the car
Sabina's
and
not
be
here.
there.
Sabina's not here.
Sabina's at home.
She's not a member of the Bloodlines.
Could you call her Imogen?
Athen's here.
That's true.
Yeah, Katrin's like, yeah, hello.
Sorry, I keep.
You keep forgetting
That's
about
on
me,
me.
Eddie. I know. You come and you tell me you love me so much, you miss me so much, and then you forget all about me. I know. I know this.
Your brother used to put cigarettes out on me. Anyway,
Which one? I have sleep others.
all of them except for
We are
the
wasting
nice one.
time here
We need to get
We
to the
need to go get
cemetery
my
and sleep in
daughter
the car.
now.
Yep. All right, Catherine, you're driving.
What am I driving? Hello.
One of Olivia's cars. She's
Where
got.
are they?
In the garage.
Storyteller will make a roll to see if that particular car is there. It is not.
Everybody pile in
It
the
might
trunk.
have been the car that got blown up.
Oh. Oh no, the consequences of your action.
Oh no, the consequences of my actions. We're piling in the trunk.
So,
Yeah.
Katrin says, look, all of you need to go to sleep. And Eddie, you say you can stay out late. That's adorable, but you can't go out in the sun. I can. I'll go.
We should all go and sleep in the car, cover ourselves
I'm
with
not
blankets,
sleeping in the
stay
fucking car
trunk.
with a bunch of vampires while you guys sleep. What am I supposed to do? Just hang out there? No, thank you.
Let's get back to Tullio.
It's my fault, right? I was supposed to watch Bella, and it's my fault. So I'll go save her. I can save her during the day.
That
What can you guys do?
actually is a point.
Where's the address?
I can send Sabina with you. She's trained
Cool.
to protect you.
All ghouls. Should be a TV show.
Are any of Olivia's
A ghoul's
ghouls
day out.
in the house?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Tune in next episode for
I rolled a
all
critical
ghouls.
success, so I'll say 2 of them.
Edgar will immediately feed them his blood. Appraise them of the situation
Okay, that's
and
gonna
send them
take
with.
again. That's gonna take time. Okay, so who we have here is we have Nico and Jakob in the house. I broke my pen. Sick.
Oh no.
Sick. I broke my pen. Another time. Luckily, I have 60. So Nico and Jakob. Okay,
Yep.
but this is all
send
gonna
them
take
with.
time. This is all gonna take time, right?
Right.
Take time for Sabina to get here. Take time for Katrin to go down and pick which car she wants. Take time for you to feed your blood to Nico and Jakob. Those are all going to take time. And you guys got to sleep. Unless you're all going to hang out here. You're all going to sleep over here.
I don't mind either way,
You
as
have,
long as it's okay with.
you have Ozark's bedroom.
Yeah, I have stuff I want to find.
So, Tullio, where are you going?
Wherever is best to just get this started in the first thing sundown tomorrow.
Here. Adelaide?
If here is the best starting point.
That's where everyone will be.
Yeah.
Imogen's a little harder, but you're not that far from Olivia's home. Steglitz, you're still in the same district, Steglitz-Zehlendorf, but so you can go home and just be there really early. Well, not really early, because you have 5 humanity, but, as early as possible.
That's what we got
Yeah,
working for
gotta
us.
work on
This
humanity.
Alexander's low humanity means he has to sleep longer.
That is
As I was
accurate.
going to say, I will stay home and they can pick me up on the way or whatever they want to do.
Yeah, that's totally fine. So, We're all going to spend sleepover. You're going to sleep over with the ghouls. Well, the ghouls are going to go and do investigative work. You're going to sleep over here with Hector and Beatrice and Lamar. Yes, Maria?
There's something that, while seeing that Imogen is going to go, Maria's going to say, if you have a chance before Osric is unable to be spoken to again, can you ask if he's the one who manipulated Minerva's memory?
Yes.
Thank you.
So, all of you fall to your day sleeps. Maria, you're staying here? All of you fall to your day sleeps. Edgar, you have 1 hour before sunrise, or 1 hour after sunrise to stay awake. Where are you?
In Olivia's bedroom.
All right. Are you laying down sleeping? Or waiting to sleep?
I'm gonna call Aelin again.
Call Aelin. The phone doesn't even go. You think maybe whoever took it from her broke her phone. Camarilla bullshit, right? They don't like phones. But you do get a call from an unknown number.
I'll answer.
And it is Aelin. Edgar, you're still awake.
I am.
I'm at the port in Hamburg.
Get on the train, come here.
I'm coming with your mother.
Good.
I can't put her on the train. We went by ferry. I had to hide her underneath. She made a deal to get me out of the Camarilla, out of Glasgow.
Are you well?
No. That was horrible.
Did
I
they
don't
do
know
anything
what
to
a Tremere is, but I never want to meet another one.
that witch that you want to kill so bad?
Oh. Edgar, I have to tell you something I think is important before you fall asleep.
Tell me.
Your mother only got me out of there. She didn't know me. She said she could see my light. She was there in the court visiting Moira. I have her with me too.
Good.
But your mother could see my light. And none of them could see my light. Just your mother and you and everyone else that you know. But they couldn't see anything. And I don't know what that means.
I don't either, but we'll call it luck.
I don't think so, Edgar. It's going to take a while. Hamburg to you is a long way.
I understand. When you get here,
And I'm very angry you left me in Scotland. But I
Also,
know it wasn't your fault. But I'm still angry about it. And it's probably because I'm back in coming closer to Berlin.
probably. And I will spend the rest of my life making it up to you.
Okay. I love you.
Come to my mother's house. We don't live in the other house anymore.
Okay.
Olivia's dead. You're safe here.
I'm safe nowhere, and no one is safe from me. I have to go.
I love you. Tell Moira that Kenneth is here. Dougal.
She hangs up.
Edgar will look at himself in Olivia's mirror.
Mhm.
Put on the Pope's ring.
Mhm.
And he'll go to the desk where he knows Olivia kept a journal.
Mhm.
And
Scour secrets.
scour secrets.
I will tell you what you learn from that. And we can deal with all of those things, including saving Bella. Let's hope. From Alexander Nagaraja. Let's hope. In the next episode, Session 8, Share the Flesh, which may be the final episode of this season. We'll see.
We'll see.
Thank you everyone so very much.